Ladies and gentlemen, the Darley Football Club. The half-time sprint is back. We have got some terrific representatives of the clubs as well as some of our sponsors. Stick around for the half-time sprint. We'll also announce our
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to City Oval for the McDonald's BFNL Grand Final. We're down to 2. It's the Devils on a 19-0 winning streak, hosting, well, essentially giving them minor premier status, Sunbury here this afternoon, who have come from third, but they bring some impressive form, having won 7 of their last 8 games. Grey clouds overhead, but not a great deal of breeze to speak of, if anything, favouring the left of screen. As welcome comments, duo Travis Hodgson and Alex Kerr for the afternoon's proceeding. Welcome, boys.
Cheers, Toddy. Good to be here.
Yeah, cheers, Toddy. Great to be here on the final day.
And you can just feel the tension around the crowd just walking through the various the colours. Sebastopol just falling shy in the reserves. They've come out in their droves. They finished 19 points shy of Sunbury in the reserves grade. And congratulations to East Point, who did it again in the under-19s. By 10 goals plus, and yeah, they're a bit of a footy factory there at East Point, and the under-19's done it again, a bit like Sunbury in the reserves trap.
Yeah, no, they'll continue to propel good quality juniors into senior footy and continue to make East Point a strong club going forward.
A late change for the Devils this afternoon. No Mikey Edwards, so Javen Tanner maintains his place, who showed quite a bit, in fairness, in that qualifying final or second semi against Sunbury just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I know Edwards would have been a terrific inclusion, but as an outsider, you probably thought that Tanner would have been stiff to have lost his spot. Thought he presented really well that day, and the predicted rain earlier in the week may not arrive, and he's pretty strong in the air. So I think I don't think there's a lot lost there, Todd.
And the Paddy self-storage matchups of the afternoon. Jake Sutton likely to get Billy Myers, and what we've seen over their last 2 head-to-head battles, whilst they're both 2 bona fide A-graders, I guess the priority to minimise Sutton's impact on the scoreboard will be front of mind for the Devils today, Alex.
Yeah, most definitely. We know how good he's been this year. They don't just hand out Lockett medals. He's earned that all season, and he's kicked goals for fun. And this matchup is very key for Darley. We know how good Billy Myers has been against the key forwards in the competition. So it'll be very interesting. And across the other side of the ground, Will Johnson, the boogeyman for Sunbury this season. It'll be interesting to see the tactics they employ after he kicked 4 in their last meeting.
Yeah, speaking to Sunbury coach Matt White during the week, he was a little shy on saying or indicating any genuine head-to-head against Johnson, rather a team defence and a system scenario to help minimise the influence of Johnson Trap.
Yeah, it's probably, I think that comes from not having the perfect matchup, to be honest. I think if you've got the guy that you know can get the job done, they probably go with him and lock him on, because Johnson is a real concern for them. But I think they've tried numerous types over the last few seasons and without success, so I think it needs a team effort to get the job done.
Zane Lahoure comes into the side as another change, all thanks to the Ballarat Times. Unfortunately, at the expense of Brodie Ward, who didn't do much wrong at all in his last hit out, but they're the tough decisions that need to be made ahead of a big game, albeit the competition's biggest one of the season. But Zane Lahoure, I expect him to go to Patrick Scanlon, who 13 goals from his last 6 games. He spent some time back in the prelim against Melton. He can do it at both ends and poses a third option, if not fourth, if you include McLean and Johnson into the 4-prong attack for the Lions.
Yeah, he does, and you'd think that would be the matchup. You'd think that Brett probably goes to Johnson, obviously Myers, Sutton, and that matchup for Scanlon, Lahoure. So the beauty with Paddy is if at any stage Darley really get on top in the midfield and Sunbury's under a lot of pressure, you'd expect Paddy to roll back behind the ball like he did last week against Melton, and he's very sure, just calms the ship and uses the ball well. But I think Sunbury will start obviously all guns blazing. I think they need to be in front by 4 or 5 goals relatively early in the game to be any chance of winning.
Yeah, they're proven form against top 4 opposition this year. Their best quarters are their first and their third, and ironically the Devils' best against top 4 opposition at the second and the fourth. So there's some seesawing numbers favouring both sides, split 2-2. And let's not forget that Sunbury, despite the Devils' 19-0 run and unbeaten since the season opener, have managed to generate an 18-plus point lead in 2 of their 3 outings against the Devils this year.
Yeah, they have, and they've probably at times looked like they could go on with it, but over the course of the game, Darley's quality, the cream rises to the top. That's what's happened in the last few encounters, and Darley's found a way. But Sunbury have to start the same way. They brought an enormous amount of intensity when they played at Darley Park a couple of weeks ago and were unable to sustain it, but I don't think there's another way for them. I think they need to start really well, get on top on the scoreboard, but then potentially use the ball a lot better than they did 2 weeks ago, and not always go fast, sometimes slow things down and control the ball when Darley start to get back and get some momentum.
And the midfield battle brought to you by the Running Company. Hendo finishes 1 and 2. Jake Egan and Brett Bewley, well, they'll be the focus of both teams' supporter base. Those in favour will be hoping that, their preferred mid will get off the leash, while alternatively their opposition number are minimised, because both players can genuinely impact with, Egan averages 28 disposals, Bewley 39, but both have kicked 30 goals plus this year between them.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. I think we won't, I'd be surprised if we see a tag today. I think Power will go head-to-head with Hind. Egan will obviously go head-to-head with Bewley. And I think, obviously Cameron will be the other one that'll spend time with Luther Baker. But both teams will back in their midfield. They both got a fairly even ride in the ruck last time. There's not much between Ampolsky and Impey. Maybe if one of them gets on top significantly, maybe that'll impact the midfield battle and in turn the result.
Yeah, perfect segue into the Spring H2O aerial battle in the middle of the ground where it all begins. Head-to-head, Fraser Ampolsky and Lucas Impey. While Impey had a landslide of hit-outs in favour, some plus 40 at their last meet in the second semi-final, it was the follow-up work and contribution around the ground from Ampolsky that pretty much squared away, if not gave Ampolsky the nod.
He's very good, and we saw that again last week, his ability to contest the ruck work and then get that loose ball at ground level. And that's an important ball for Sunbury to get, because that's the one area that I've got real concerns for Sunbury today. That ground ball, loose ball get is the stat that Darley's absolutely obliterated them in all 3 outings. They got them by about 20 in the last one, and that that loose ball is pivotal, because when you win a hard ball, it's usually under a fair bit of heat. Obviously, when you get that loose ball, shoulders are out, you've got some time and space, and you can do a lot of damage with the footy. So it's an area Sunbury will need to improve in today.
Plenty of star power out on display here this afternoon for the McDonald's BFNL Grand Final. No doubt the 4 terms will be littered with Red Onion highlights to check out during the week via the Red Onion platforms. But on behalf of us, a quick break thanks to CUB for the preliminary ceremony ahead of the big clash between Darley and Sunbury.
Well done, thank you. And good luck to both teams.
Darley have won the toss and will kick to the left of screen in the opening turn with the Barry Plant and the Ballarat Toyota. And to the right, Sunbury will be kicking into a slight breeze in the opening term, and the Devils, well, toss won by Brett Bewley, aiming to get some early impetus on the scoreboard. And given Sunbury's recent starts, while they're 2-1 against Darley in first quarters, 2 of those wins with 3 goals plus. So the Devils, on the benefit of that toss, have drawn first blood in an attempt to deny them that early first term lead, Alex.
Exactly right. That's the reason they've had the jump in those games, and this little early wins to Darley. They'll be very excited to have. And yeah, I think that matchup that we're going to see early on between Lever and Bewley going forward for Darley, I think that's really exciting to see, because we saw that Bewley probably got the better of Lever in that game a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's a great matchup and will be exciting stuff.
Big thank you to all our sponsors that have put their hard-earned into this broadcast and collective contribution across the BFNL right through the 2025 season. Zimmy, one of those. So if you're around the ground today, head on down and check out Zimmy. It's a brand new app that helps athletes of all abilities browse football and netball clubs to find the one that's best suited to them. Big thank you to Zimmy. And of course, Red Onion, the providers of the vision this afternoon, big supporters of the BFNL. So expect to see plenty of Red Onion highlights to feature again during the week. We'll get a selection from you two guys, Trap.
Sunbury. I'll go Sunbury by a point. But I think that for that to happen, they need to start very well and be in front of quarter time against the Breeze.
Yeah, I'll probably lean towards Darley now. I think Sunbury needed the quick start, and if there's any chance to limit it, it's kicking into the Breeze.
Darley by 18 points for me. Big cheer out going out to everyone around the region tuning in, whether you're from Coburg or Seattle. I know the dial is tuned in to this BFNL decider between Darley and Sunbury. Cheerio to the Royal Hotel in Bacchus Marsh, who are streaming the game to all the punters in the Bacchus Marsh Golf Club, obliging and doing the same. And I imagine there'll be plenty of people in Sunbury, those that aren't here, given the significant contribution across the Sunbury Footy Club. Those that aren't here will be tuned in too, Trap.
Yeah, there are a lot of teams here today, obviously, so they're if they're not here, they'll be tuned in for sure.
So we're not far off a start here. Both sides have gone through their preliminaries, and we're just about ready to get play underway. If you've just joined us, Darley have won the toss and will kick to the left of screen, albeit the Barry Plant end, to get this play underway. So both sides, plenty of respect for one another, but it's the first time these two sides have met in a BFNL Grand Final. Head-to-head in finals. Darley lead 5-2, but it's the inaugural meeting of these two in a BFNL Grand Final. You'd have to go back to the glory days of the RDFL when the two sides were split 1-1 when they took on each other in 1988 and 1989. So call it 36 years in the waiting, but finally we get the decider, Trav.
Yeah, and the Grand Final experience today is heavily on Darley's side, obviously, with the success they've had recently. Only one Sunbury player out there today, Nathan Wood, that was here 9 years ago in a Sunbury jumper.
Plenty of tension around the ground as we're not far off a start here. And Pulski and Impey in that spring H2O aerial matchup that we spoke about to have first touch. And McDonald's, they're offering a free cheeseburger for everyone in the crowd if the first kick of the term can be a goal. So Bewley ended up with ball in hand, had it released. Adam Azzopardi went searching for Bewley, got it back. Adam Azzopardi, loose ball gather from Muir. Gee, it was a hot tackle from Impey. A little unlucky there, Muir. And Impey fed the ball. Baker needs a kind bounce, and he got one. Fed it to his fellow lefty there in Bewley. He went back through traffic and looked to square the ball, and it was good. Found Inglis.
Power did well there. He denied Bewley's left leg. Got outside of him, did everything right. But Bewley's that good a player. He can step inside and still hit a target spot up inside 50.
Opening 40 seconds here at City Oval. And Harley Inglis. Well, the attention can often go to bigger targets inside 50. It's Harley Inglis who can fit, he can bob up in your soup, and he's going for flag number 4 today. How's the finish from the experienced Inglis? Straight over the goal umpire's hat. Devils on the board here early at City Oval with the opener.
Something he does very well, Inglis, and that first centre bounce and the follow-up play after was exactly what you expect Grand Final day, wasn't it? Aggressive, both teams hard at the footy, a couple of strong tackles, and like I said, just Bewley's class was the difference in the end to be able to find Inglis inside 50.
Just that first score of the afternoon, Alex, I'm sure while it did go against Sunbury, that'll just relax a few.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was just class from Bewley to find that kick. I know we've harped on about it already, but that was just fantastic stuff from a class player.
So Darley with the opener through Inglis. We're back at the restart. And Polsky and Impey. Tap one by Impey. Egan wanted a hold. Breaking through traffic there was Cameron, who fed the ball. It was meant for McLean, who was forced to apply a solid tackle in the end to square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up. Attacking side of the middle of the ground for Sunbury. And where Polsky just muscled that out of the ruck and threw it onto the boot for a shallow entry inside 50. Guarded with a nervous start. Got it in the end. Lahuro fed it by hand effectively to Matt Riccardi. Continued the pattern of play along the line, and Duncan Cadman took a nice mark on the chest in front of Riley, right in front of the Devils' coach's box. He wastes no time with the right boot to half forward. Bewley wanting a shove out, and he won't be obliged by the umpire, and they'll switch play here. Sunbury to Doyle, who looked to get back onto his preferred left side. And he can just go short and lateral to Muir, who looks to go inboard in the Sutton direction. It was a poor kick in the end. He found the wrong number 14, Trav. It was Mace Cousins, who's been in good form.
I might see plenty of him again today beyond the ball if Sunbury use it like that.
So arguably Darley's best in their two finals this campaign. The Werribee VFL listed Cousins goes towards half forward, out the Johnson direction. Bounced away from Higan Tendinello. And the Devils get another shallow entry inside 50.
Well, the boundary line is your best friend there for Darley. In stoppage inside 50 is fantastic stuff, and another opportunity early on.
Throw in, Darley in attack. Johnson to do the ruck work. Tap one by Ampolsky. Egan with his first touch. Service searching hand pass meant for Cameron. Joel Cadman went to ground. Umpire called play on. Now we'll get a stoppage 70 metres away from the Darley goal.
Probably expect plenty of stoppages early, I'd say, with this sort of heat on.
Ball up. Impey found Baker. It was a good tap. He tried to go with a searching ball to Adam Azapati. The two number 7s, Baker and Muir. Like bees to a honey pot. We'll get a ball up. So Impey went to the outside. Found Baker. It was a good tap. It was a loose kick from the 2023 Henderson medal runner-up. Out of bounds on the full with our copper territory gain, and the Sunbury captain, Tyson Lieber, will bring the ball back into play.
Yeah, it's probably not a great place to be kicking the ball from. We'll see how Darley's set up here. Looks like they're well set up behind the ball.
So it'll be Lieber with an important role to play behind the ball today for Sunbury. Gets plenty on the footy. Didn't quite reach, and Polsky was inadvertently the target in the end. Baker and Egan see it over for a boundary throw-in.
Doyle's the one that Cousins has gone to. He's got to be very careful not to get too high so that he's irrelevant and Cousins can drop off him. He's got to be that perfect distance away from the footy.
Boundary throw-in. Impey and now Polsky. Impey again. Power. Fed the ball by hand. It was a good little touch. Found Wood. They just pumped the ball into the middle of the ground, hopeful rather than anything else. Sutton went early. And then Myers slung Sutton to the ground lawfully enough, said the umpire, and we'll get a ball up.
Well, he did well there, Sutton. It looked like Myers was in the prime position there, but he was able to jump and create a contest. It's a good little win.
Darley 6 leads Sunbury, no score. 5 minutes gone, opening term. And Polsky. Tapati went as far as the racehorse in hind. He got onto his right boot, and the kick was well measured. Went through in the hands of Duncan Cabin. He'd be disappointed with that. The turnover release kick was okay. Tendinello, it might be Newitt, in fact, with ball in hand. He'll go with the right boot. He'll go along the line in the Polsky direction. Lahure at the back. Thump was meant for the boundary line, didn't find it. Waiting at ground level was Muir. Fed the ball by hand to the ruckman. This is always dangerous. Somehow he got Paul to boot. Power went back through the traffic. But the heat was good from the Devils to square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up.
Cadman won't get too many opportunities like that. He worked really hard for his first one early and got an easy one there. He let go.
Impey tap, follow-up work. Well, he couldn't impact the contest enough. Baker is held up by Power. We'll get another ball up. Half-forward broadcast side for the Devils, who kick to the Barry Plant end in this opening term. The left of screen, Impey and Polsky call it even. Joel Cadman needs to be quick. It's nearly holding the ball.
He is.
Free kick will go to Lant. He goes with the right boot along the line. Target was McLean. Gardner kept his feet, did well. His follow-up gather was good. He ran through the middle of the ground. Fed the ball by hand. Did well. Got it to Cousins. Back to Gardner. Penetrating kick. Devils have got numbers here. Leeville's got an important fist on the footy, but look out. Forced to release the ball by hand with the Lions defence to Land. He got it to the outside to Wood, to Doyle. Spent it before he had it. Gardner kept press. He did well. He should get one high here. Umpire said no. We get a ball up, out of side, half forward for the Devils.
Don't have a lot of time to get rid of the ball here. It's a nice front on pressure. It's what you expect from a grand final.
It was good ground coverage there from Gardner. He had a good couple of minutes there. Ball up, Impey and Polsky. Impey won the tap. Socket from Polsky. Got a mini territory going only as far as Matricati. Baker, been industrious early, was composed and went with the left boot in the Johnson direction. There's the fly. Did he bring it down? No, said the umpire. And we'll get a ball up 35 metres away from the Darley goal.
Looks dangerous using Lever as a step ladder there. He wasn't far away.
Darley 6 in the lead. Sunbury no score. 7.5 minutes gone. Ball up. Chance here for Bewley. Across the body. It was off to the left. It was on his preferred side. It was danger. Danger for the Lions, but they got it done in the end, albeit just the point. And 1-1-7, Darley leads Sunbury. No score. Near 8 minutes gone, opening term.
I'm sure Matty White would be really disappointed with that entry because I think the main thing with Johnson is you don't want to let him get the run and jump at the ball, and he did very easily there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's something to look at for the Sunbury defenders early on.
So the trusty boot of Hannett will send it to the outer side of the ground. Penetrating kick. It's going to come back in as quickly as it came out through Impey. It lowered the eyes. And the kick, I think, was meant for Bewley, but had too much heat on it. Confused Muir as well, and waiting at the back was Joel Cadman. He'll go back and have a shot here from 45 metres out.
They are finding some 1v-nuns inside forward 50. Obviously, the first goal to Inglis, Cadman had an opportunity, let one slip through, and now this one here. So it's a good sign for the Devils that they're able to find these loose players inside forward 50 so early in the game.
Conversion with the advantage to the left of screen, all important today. Joel Cadman leans back on the kick. Right, always right, stayed there, a minor score. So a let off for Sunbury. Darley 8, lead Sunbury, no score on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. So Hannah will look to go to the outer side of the ground with a short kick to found Dewitt and continued the pattern of play. Had too much on the kick, out of bounds on the full, so a nervous start from a couple of the Lions defenders. It's the minor premiers on a 19-0 run, unbeaten since the season opener. Look to make it 20. They were 9-0 heading into their 2023 success. Can they continue the winning pattern? But Egan was up to the task and marked it uncontested in the end. They'll be disappointed with that, the Devils.
It's one of the things that makes him such a great player, a mid who can go back and take D50 marks.
So Egan to the outer side of the ground, a mile away from us here. Offhands, Matt Riccardi ran into a brick wall, albeit Johnston. And we'll get a ball up just inside the boundary line on half forward outer side of the ground for the Devils.
And that'll be one to watch as well for Sunbury. I felt like last week against the Bloods, it was their midfielders, we were talking about it, their midfielders doing a majority of the defending earlier on, flooding back inside 50. So that's one to watch.
It's good work there by Impey, the ruckman. The loose ball got to Adam Azzopardi, who found Matt Riccardi, overcooked the kick out of bounds on the full. So a chance for the Lions to rebound and endeavour to get some hit-up targets and create some overlap here, whilst most of the play's been played in the Devils' front half in the opening 10 minutes. Ball gets to outer centre wing, off hands, and we'll get another boundary throw in.
Been a pretty slow sort of 10 minutes, lots of stoppages, both sides bringing plenty of pressure. Sunbury happy to defend with the ball going into the breeze.
Sunbury just not able to get their kicking chains going, and it's really a credit to Darley to slow their play up.
Throw in, tap one by Impey in the end, but it's the Lions who'll work their way through towards half forward. Chance here for Lant, knocked off the ball well there by Cousins, who did well, fed it to the outside. Bewley's been important early, fired the hand pass out to Lahure. And the kick was poor, skewed off the side of the boot, out of bounds on the full. So both sides finding touch, albeit out of bounds on the full in the opening 12 minutes. So Cameron lowered the eyes and went forward. Devils have got numbers. Ground ball, shoveled out there by Lahure to Matthew Brett, to Bewley, kept it in. Hand pass meant for Matt Riccardi, found the boundary line in the end. We get a boundary throw in. Sunbury enjoying a rare inside 50.
Brock Lant's been really good with his pressure for Sunbury up across half forward early.
Boundary throw in to be Impey and Eels. Give it to Impey to no real advantage. Bewley got a little territory gain. Force it. Second effort was okay. Adam Azzopardi was clean. Fed it to Joel Cadman. He could have been pinged again. That's twice he's been caught. Didn't have a great deal of time, Joel Cadman, but incorrect disposal nonetheless. Good pressure from McLean.
Hard to get through, Mitch McLean.
So McLean will go in the Johnston direction. He had a bit of it, could have brought it down. The big fella, Cousins, might have caught one high. Umpire called play on, fed it by hand to Bewley. The kick was measured and found brother Jack. So Jack Bewley will go along the line. Got plenty on the kick. Somebody got numbers. Johnson did well to square away that ball just to get it to ground. Pressure from Tanner was enough to get a ball up near half forward outer side of the ground for Darley.
Yeah, definitely a let-off there for Sunbury. I'm sure Johnston would have loved that opportunity out in front to take one with 2 mitts early on and get a shot on goal.
Hustled out of the ruck well there by Eels. High up and under kick. Cousins from the side. Couldn't hang on. Kept his feet though. He's got another opportunity here. Scanlon provided the pressure. Johnston touch of the fumbles. Now Matthew Brett's in trouble. Got ball to boot and then shoveled it out boundary side towards White. Just needs to gather here. And he did. He fed it to Impey, who found Inglis. Kick across the body, along the line. Ground ball. Bewley, clever. Knocked it to his own advantage and banged the ball deep forward in the Johnson direction through his hands. Second effort. Enough. Johnson's on the board. And Darley get their second.
Did well there. Controlled Tantanello with his body. Held him under the footy Ball come to ground. He's read it better at ground level. He's done that. That's him there, isn't it? That's why he's such a dangerous player. He looked a genuine threat in the air. He has 2 or 3 times today. Ball hits the ground. He's the first to get a loose footy and finish his work.
Exactly what Matty White was highlighting during the week on the presser, saying that he's the most damaging when the ball hits the ground. And as a player of a medium build such as himself, it's just so damaging and perfect build up for Darley there, and the one-on-ones is exactly what they want.
Yeah, the first red onion highlight of the afternoon to Will Johnston and the Devils. Polsky on the tap. Brett Bewley just got a little feather of a finger on that umpire call. Play on. Chance for Miller. For Sunbury, dribbling ball inside 50. Matthew Brett kept it in front of him. Now fed it to Myers, who's normally trusty by foot. Didn't let me down and found Gardner on half-back outer side. He's got Matricardi to the outside, but he plays on. Penetrating kick from half-back to half-forward. Johnson in front, confidence up. Took a nice grab in front of Tinadello. Players just rushing forward. Such is the modern game. He sends a high one. Joel Cabin over the back. Egan couldn't hang on to it. Somehow, surprisingly, just fell into his breadbasket. Just spilled out in the end. And we'll get a ball up 35 metres away from the Darley goal. 2-2-14 Darley. Lead Sunbury, no score on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. Tap one by Polsky. Through the hands of Power. Miller over the footy. And the right call will get a ball up. Marginal territory going to the Devils' goal. We'll get the restart. Tanner and Polsky. Egan went boundary side towards Newitt, but Inglis was there to foil that. Quick hands to Andy as a party. His kick was smothered. And we'll get a boundary throw in. 25 metres away from the Darley goal.
All the territory game Darley's way at the moment.
Boundary throw in. Tap one by Polsky. Only as far as Matricardi. Threw the ball onto the boot to a dangerous area. Oh, force a touch of the fumbles. Tendinello squared away a stoppage in the end right in the goal square.
He had all the luck there, didn't he? And just couldn't cash in on it.
Somebody needs to defend here, and Polsky expecting to knock this through if he can. He had a swing and a miss. Dangerous ground ball. Johnson. He's held up. No prior, and we'll get a ball up.
They look very dangerous with those ground balls. It's a stat they've dominated between the two sides.
16 minutes gone opening term. Darley lead by 14 points. Tap one by Polsky. Got it to Miller. High up and under kick towards the defensive 50. White was in front. Got knocked off the footy. The dangerous Hind onto the left boot. Makes no mistake, Hind. There's another red onion highlight. And Darley extend to a 20-point lead here at City Oval on the McDonald's BFNL Grand Final.
I know they're kicking against the breeze, but this is different territory for the Lions, isn't it? For Darley, they've always had that head start that they could fall back on when the Devils come at them. They're going to have to do it the hard way today without the head start.
What a great finish from Hind, his second kick of the afternoon, near 20 minutes into this opening term. And that would have blown away the cobwebs for Hind, who's playing in his first ever grand final.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, Darley starting with 7 backs. Hind's the +1 behind the ball.
Tap one by Cadman. Good pressure there from Baker, and he's going to be rewarded. They're away with the advantage. Hind with the confidence up, took a running bounce, took a second. He couldn't run into another red onion highlight here. Fed the ball by hand. Hatcher back to Hind. Shot on goal is good. Devils up and about at City Oval. Hind on fire. He's got 2 in a minute. The Darley extend to a 26-point lead here at City Oval.
Jeez, who's going to stop him running off half-back like that? It just streamed through unmarked. And just got his own ball, really. That was fantastic work from Hind after an absolutely unbelievable finish on his left foot. To do that less than a minute later is fantastic.
He's just gone to the bench for a well-earned rest. But it was interesting. They've sent him to the back and played 7. Sunbury's had a loose at their end. And the Lions have rolled one onto him to try and contain him. But his leg speed makes him so hard to hold on to.
I'll need a car to keep up with Hind. Ball up. Duncan Cadman and Polsky. Call it even. Follow-up work was good with Polsky. Good pressure at Cadman. Jake Sutton fed the ball by hand to Egan. Standing start, territory gain. Darley got numbers. Oh, courage. Myers took a strong mark.
They're not going to get through.
And he came broadcast side. Chiselled the kick to Inglis, who kicked the opening goal of the game. High up and under kick. Impey Was Tanner, in fact, in front. Ground ball, look out. Egan and Bewley. Neither could impact. Hannett forced to release the ball. Clean gather from Fawcett. Sent it towards an open goal square. Bouncing ball just finds its way off to the left and through for a minor score.
You wonder how much this breeze is playing a part in this, because it just feels like Darley, no matter what, even if they were kicking into this slight breeze, it feels like they're still going to be on top.
So Lever will look to come broadcast side. He can go short. The kick's okay to Scanlon. They'll look to go along the line. Gee, that was a nervous kick. Good attack on the ball from Duncan Cadman. Tanner presented. Dispossessed by Muir. Forced to apply the tackle and will get a ball up on half forward.
The reason it's a nervous kick, he looks up, he sees Brett, he sees Myers and he sees Cousins. 3 of them by themselves. Because they've rolled Scanlon back behind the ball now to try and stop the bleeding. Problem is it's hard for him to go forward.
And Polsky grabbed that one out of the ruck. Lucky to get a little boot to it. Now Bewley held and or push. He'll take the free kick. So he's been industrious early. Bewley and Baker, in fact, and just when you're wondering where Hind was, he just went bang, bang. So the 3 big guns have inserted themselves early in this game. Umpires picked out a free kick. Well, it was a mark to Riley and a free kick to Lever. So either way, Sunbury will end up with ball. And we Lever to do the release kick. They trail by 27 points, approaching time on in this opening term. Gee, the breeze held up there. Doyle in front. Couldn't hang on. Baker fed it to Bewley. And away went the Devils captain from outside 50. Goes to the dangerous area. Gee, Johnson was looking to shepherd that through, but it was offline, off to the right through for a minor score.
Wouldn't have been surprised to see that swing back. He's a fantastic kick of the footy.
They waste no time bringing the ball back into play. And Wood will get on to the end of this. And he'll feed it with the left boot. Kick was good and found Miller. So Miller will go short. Looks to just tip it over the top to Scanlon. Seemingly bereft of option forward of the ball at the moment, the Lions.
It's all Darley, a kick away. They're well established behind the ball.
So Scanlon, kick into the breeze. It was a nice mark taken there by Cousins.
He just won the raffle.
So Cousins will look to use the aid of the breeze. And he went long to a dangerous area. Tanner the target. Oh, look out the back. Will it sit up for Johnson? Well, it did in the end. Oh, getting out the back. You wouldn't believe it. Running into an open goal there was Crawford. Luck's a fortune, but it favours the brave. And it's all with the Devils at the moment. They've kicked 5 unanswered here at City Oval.
Johnson's the one that got it again, first up. He reads it so well off hands. You can see that the breeze is obviously very strong. Lever's a penetrating kick, and he's almost started to boomerang back to him. And Cousins has taken ground there and probably kicked that 65 metres. So there's a fair bit on it, but they're completely outplaying them. They've had 2 inside 50s for the quarter.
It's all been the ball at the source. They've just been winning it at will.
It's been a Devils blitz in the opening 20 minutes. Tap one by Impey. Ground level ball. Cameron clean as we know him to be. Forced to release the ball. And he has a party. Fed it by hand. Through traffic went Hind. Fed it to Baker. Back to Hind. Lowered the eyes. Sent it forward. Bouncing ball. Not out of trouble yet. Hatcher got the loose ball. Sent it to the top of the goal square. Excellent spoiled there from Riley. Wood involved. Just nudged it forward. Got a small territory gain. Miller tried to impact the contest. Johnson kept it in. So did Crawford. Went with the outside of the right boot with a banana effort. Oh, and from the side, we're going to grab. Terrific mark taken there by Jack Bewley. He'll go back and have a shot on goal here from point-blank range and extend the margin to 40.
It's probably a free kick in there otherwise anyway.
Yes.
To one of the other Darley forwards.
To Tanner.
Yeah.
So Jack Bewley gets his first and Darley sixth. 40 plays 0.
They're under siege. And again, I don't know if it's happened much throughout the year, but I know in the final 2 weeks ago, Hind was at centre bounce all day. So whether DJ saved this just for grand final day, but just coming off the back of the square, here he goes again, just setting it up. Sunbury will go to him, but they can't keep up with him. And it looks like Doyle at the moment, which wouldn't be the right one because Doyle's not real quick and Hind's lightning. It is Doyle, so...
Darley, well, they kicked 7 goals in a quarter against Sunbury earlier in the year. They're on track to match, if not better that. Time on in this opening term, 23 minutes gone. Ground ball, gee, they've been dangerous through here, the Devils. Impey just muscled it forward. Muir couldn't gather cleanly. She could have got Adam Azzopardi over the shoulder. Sutton gathered, fitted towards Miller through traffic. Got ball to boot to half forward. Lant at the back, got a spoil, but Cousins was strong and he kept his feet. He sent the Devils back into attack with a long bomb. But reading it best over the back there was Scanlon, who took it uncontested in the end and went lateral to the outer side. Didn't hit the target, but Wood got a favourable bounce. Fitted by hand to Gallant. His short kick was poor.
Just serious uncontested errors here by Sunbury after taking an intercept mark like that and looking lateral and just not hitting targets like that. In a grand final, it's just going to cost you, and it has.
40-point lead to the Devils if you've just joined us. 24 minutes gone. Opening turn, boundary throw in. Impey got a little touch on it. Waiting at the back there was Miller. Fitted by hand to Power. High up and under kick to outer centre wing. Charging at the back there was Gardner, but strong in front there was Land, who read it best. And he'll look to wheel and go and play on and send the ball to half forward to a one-on-one. Johnson and Brett didn't get the journey. Lahoure impacted first on Boyd. Got an important touch on it to the safety of the boundary line, and we get a throw in on half forward outer side.
Yeah, we need to see that response from Sunbury here. They need to show something, you'd feel, before the end of this first term.
Boundary throw in. Eels muscled Impey out of the contest, threw the ball onto the boot, dribbling ball. Gardner kept it in front, got away from Egan, fed the ball by hand. It's a good hand pass in the end. Oh, Joel Cabot took too long. That's the third time he's been caught this term.
Free kick, but is it?
Sling tackle in the end. Might be Adam as. It's actually Andy Azzopardi. He looks a bit dazed and confused there. So Brett Bewley will take the resultant free kick, given Azzopardi's gone off for a discipline. Right. They still sell that these days.
They breed them tough at Darley.
Went short to Baker. Out of centre wing, left boot, long kick towards the attacking 50, through the hands of Ampolsky. Doing the sharking there was Newitt. Dangerous kick. Muir, one hand at it, could hang on. Hines pushed up to half forward, released the ball, looking for Baker, went to ground. Somebody got the support. They fitted out the front to Power. Could have been infringed. Umpire called play on. Jack Bewley will get the loose ball and send it to the outer side of the ground. Hot footy. Miller, Boyd, fed it by hand. Got it to McLean. Off hands, good smother, good pressure from the Devils to get it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Newitt have won his last kick back. It's got to go boundary side, not in the corridor like that, with the pressure they're under.
If this was a game of basketball, Matty White would have called a timeout 10 minutes ago, but he's probably still got 5 minutes to hang in there. They trail by 40 on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. Tap one by Impey. Baker, been good. Left foot kick beyond half forward. Ground ball Gallant, and it's stolen away from him by Tenner. Hand pass fed to the outside to Inglis, to the danger area. And the grab's being taken by Cousins, who's pushed forward. They'll go back and have a shot on goal here from 20 metres out there directly in front.
Those half-backs are causing a lot of pain, aren't they? Cousins and Hine just coming off half-back, and there's a lot going on behind the ball where the Sunbury players are trying to stop them from getting past them, but the surge is aggressive.
Just allowed to strain forward now and gets a shot on goal, so... yeah, it's very worrying signs here for Sunbury.
So Cousins for his first and 7 unanswered for the Devils. Deliberate approach, kicks on its way. Devils on fire at City Oval. 7 unanswered. Sunbury, no score as yet. Matty White needs to get some magnets moving. Trav, I'll ask you with your insight with the as the coach. Of course, premiership coach in the BFNL with Bacchus Marshpack in 2016, ironically against Sunbury. But Darley extend on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard, 7-4-46. They lead Sunbury, no score. The Devils blitz, near 28 minutes gone opening turn.
There's not heaps you can do when the opposition's controlling the ball, but they do need to change the line matchup. It's Murphy Boyd now, it was Doyle before. It's got to be a Brock Land type with leg speed.
Ball up, tap one by Impey. Egan at it, swing at it, didn't get much impact. Loose ball, Inglis held up. And we'll get a stoppage squared away on outer side centre wing.
Lance back there, McLean's back there, but at the moment it's Boyd v Hind, and it's just the worlds apart in leg speed.
Ball up, give that tap to Ampolsky, went through the hands of the recently crowned Henderson medalist. And Hines off to the races, took a running bounce, ran to 49 and tipped it over the top. Tanner got it Told to play on. Umpire said it was touched. Had to feed the ball by hand. Not out of trouble yet, Sunbury. Scanlon knocked it forward. Excellent gather there from Cousins. Quick chip at the goals. It's just gone off to the right through for a minor score.
Mind again. Boy just can't keep up with him. That's the one they need to change because it's absolutely slaughtering them.
They've got the best 10 players on the ground at the moment, Darley. Cousins, one of those. Bewley, Hind, Baker. And the kick in was good. Found Egan, who played on and went by hand to Lever, who continued the pattern of play to the outer side, and that was good. Found Johnston. Took an overhead mark, told to play on by the umpire, fed it by hand to Lever, who pushed up and was a searching hand pass in the end. Powell's attack on the footy was good. Got the overlap to Cameron, hasn't got a lot of space. Through the hands of Lant, kept running Cameron, kept it in front of him. Nearly ran out of space, but the defensive pressure was terrific from the Devils to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in 15 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
Was better there by Sunbury. They were able to link some chains together, but at that crucial moment before going inside 50, nearly turning the ball over.
So a rare time in the Ballarat Toyota end, albeit Sunbury's in this term. Egan gang tackled, umpire called play on. Bewley just strolled away with it. Training drill, left foot through the hands of Hatcher. Now Wood will look to get inside for some support. He hasn't got any at the moment. Fawcett picked it up and just looked to chip it over the top to Cousins. Went over his head. Miller provided the reinforcements, albeit the resistance. Knocked at the advantage of Scanlon. It's going to come back.
Trip.
It's going to be paid as a trip. I thought the advantage would have been afforded to Sunbury. But it'll come back to Scanlon.
Egan need to be a bit better with his ball security up the other end. You finally get inside 50, your backs can get a rest, they can press up higher. Jakey just needed to secure the ball better.
So Scanlon along the line, beyond the defensive 50, and Polsky couldn't hang on. Egan forced to release the ball by hand, and Polsky went to the voice of Boyd, didn't get the journey. Impey cut it off, gave it back to Wood, and his left foot kick will only go as far as Myers, who read it best off the boot. He looked to go into the middle of the ground with a chip. I think it was meant for Brett, but it ended up in another Brett's hands. I speak of Bewley, who'll lope onto that left. He's had more of it than anyone in this opening term. Left foot kick to the dangerous Johnson over his head. Chance here for Newitt. Kick was for touch in the end. Got to Gallant on the bounce, who fed it by hand to Lever. Little shimmy around Joel Cadman, and he went to true half-back. It was a good kick from the captain and hit up Power on half-back. Looked to go to the outer side. Johnson's got a paddock. And now he can just weigh up the options, continue the pattern of play to Sutton, who marked just inside the Darley coach's box. Wheels onto the right boot, shallow entry inside 50. White may have done enough. Sunbury wanted the free, denied. Follow-up work from White. Found Myers, but the siren will save them all.
Beautiful transition there. That last passage by Sunbury where they just lower their eyes, leave it to Power to Johnson, Johnson to Sutton, because they've lost their shape ahead of the ball. They've lost their shape, so that they've had to use those 1v9s, and they showed they can do it there.
Well, someone needs to turn the volume of that siren up. Fair dinkum, you would have been in to think that a fire engine had just driven past 5 Ks away, because Bewley and Hind were off again to the races. But at quarter time here, ahead of the CUB break, Darley 7-5-47 leads Sunbury, no score. The term went for the best part of 31 minutes. We had 6 goal scorers spread the load on the goal front for the Devils, and Alex, you've got those.
Yeah, so we had Hind with 2, Inglis, Johnson, Crawford, Jay Bewley and Cousins all with the 1. No score to Sunbury.
So all the play to the left of screen, the Barry Plant end, and while Bewley and Baker started well on top in the running company midfield battle, it was the likes of Hind and Cousins in the second half of that opening term that were able to work their way forward and both hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, and it can tend to happen. That's because obviously when a team starts to get on top, the natural thing for players to do is start to gravitate back behind the ball. So your half forwards start to get really high. All of a sudden, half-backs are unchecked. So, yeah, so once the midfield got on top early, credit to those guys and the forwards, it drew the Sunbury forwards up the ground to defend, and all of a sudden, Hind and Cousins have got a little bit of space to behind the ball. Myers started taking some intercept marks when Sunbury dumped the ball long. So, yeah, I guess to put some perspective around it, it's probably, do you think, a 4-goal breeze? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's clearly more pronounced. I know the wings of us are here in the 60-yard renter truck. It's basically not having a roll, but no doubt it's fairly pronounced out there, and you can just see with with the efforts trying to get the journey with the foot, clearly favouring the Barry Plant or left of screen end. But they'll be forced to defend at times again at the Ballarat Toyota end in the second term. But guys, we'll give you an opportunity in this CUB quarter time break to refill your beverages. We're just a quarter in, and it's the Devils with a blitz. 7-5-47 at quarter time. They lead Sunbury no score, who come with the breeze in the second term.
A wise man told me that if I play Monopoly at Macca's, I have a 1 in 3 chance of winning from over 49 million prizes every time. It's me. I'm the wise man. Play in the app.
Welcome back to City Oval for the second term of the McDonald's FNL Grand Final between Darley and Sunbury. And it's the Devils who kick with the aid of what we anticipate to be a 3 or 4 goal breeze. If we look off into the distance, we can see a flag near the department store favouring the Barry Plant or left of screen end. So goals to the Toyota end will come at a premium. and Sunbury validating the degrees of difficulty in that opening term, having not scored. Darley lead by 47 points on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. Sunbury fans just stunned here at City Oval. Devils up and about, but plenty more to play out. Questions will be asked of the Devils' defence in this second term, Trav.
Yeah, so Hind will start off the back of the square again as a 7th. So it looks like Hind wants to go to Doyle. Brock Lamp wants to go to Hind, which is the one Sunbury want. And they're going to fight fire with fire at the other end and use their loose as Jack Hannett, who's the one you want the ball in the hand of. So hopefully Jack can do a fair bit of damage for Sunbury this quarter, in their time with the win.
And the running company midfield battle, Devils on top on the back of that opening term with Bewley Baker having a significant impact. As that low volume siren sounds to get played away in the second term, up they go, give it to Impey, that opening tap to no real advantage. It's a hot footy early. It's all about impact early for Sunbury in this second turn. Can they get a couple of early ones?
And good to see Brock Lance just locked straight onto Hind.
So at the restart, tap one by Ampolsky. Now good chance here for the Lions through Miller. He got it to the outside of Doyle. Hand pass was hopeful rather than anything else. That's dropping the ball. Free kick against Adam Azzopardi. Andy Azzopardi off the ground in that opening term on the back of a heavy tackle. So Miller will go wide of the pocket. Excellent ball there from Lahure on Egan. And he'll get it back here, back into the side today. Fed the ball by foot to Andy Azzopardi, who's recovered and played on and went to Hind, who was dangerous in that opening term. Inglis with the outside of the right boot. It was a dangerous kick. Baker took on the tackle of Hannah, couldn't quite shrug it, but was able to release the ball by hand to Azzopardi towards Johnson. Good spoil on the ball, they're not out of trouble yet. Standing start, left foot kick from Hind. How about that, sublime.
How easily.
Bewley, in fact, was it? Well, they're both standing next to one another with no hair and white boots.
Yeah, how easily they were just able to rebound from their defensive half there, Darley, against the breeze. It looked as though Sunbury were getting a golden opportunity at the other end, and how quickly they've been able to turn it into their own is just crazy.
So force it into the tough breeze. Just holds up. Journey wasn't a problem. It's just the accuracy in the end off to the right.
That would have been soul-destroying, wouldn't it, for Sunbury? They get it that easy against the win.
Sigh of relief for Lions fans who've come in their droves today with a high representation across grades, football and netball. And Lever will look to take advantage of the breeze and get it beyond half-back. Egan, terrific grab, played on, fed it by hand of Power. He's their number one player for handball, receives. Right foot kick out direction of McLean, knocked off the ball by Gardner. Umpire picked out a free kick for a hold here. It's going to go the way of Sutton against Myers. So the Tony Lockett medalist's first real genuine attempt on goal 2 minutes into the second term.
First real genuine one-on-one he's been able to get all day. And he forced Myers to try and find the body, and he's done very well there to win that free kick, and a big opportunity here for him.
So he'd be used to a breeze like this, Sutton. We see it at the Clark Oval often. So he's often very accurate on the radar, even with a breeze. So multiple goals in all bar one of his games this year, 20 games in fact. It's bending.
Was he stiff?
Sign of the times for the opening quarter and a bit for Sunbury hits the post.
I thought he placed that beautifully. The ball didn't do enough. Strong breeze.
So Hind to bring the ball back into play. Being delegated with the kicking duties. And he goes with the right boot towards Bewley. Well, he might have booted that out of bounds on the full there in the end, did he?
He did.
After he was pushed in the back.
Yeah, he's just letting the umpire know that, hang on.
It's gone Sunbury's way.
So it'll be Egan. McLean, in fact.
Not beyond him.
So booted 40 goals a couple of years ago in a breakout season in 2023, playing a high forward pocket. Kicks on its way. It's just off to the right. Stayed right, always right. So whilst the breeze is an advantage, you still have to negotiate fundamentally between the sticks, Trap.
Yeah, yep. They've had it in the right two hands. McLean and Sutton are their two noted goal kickers, but not an easy shot there for Mitch.
So Myers will assume the kick-in duties, and he'll go short to Hind. An explosive start to the game with 2 goals, 2 Red Onion highlights He goes with the right boot towards half back to a swarm of players. Tindanello got a little touch on it. Over the line for a boundary throw-in on half forward out of side for Sunbury.
That's his 5th in 4 minutes this quarter too for Hind. He's picked up where he left off.
Near 5 minutes gone. Second term here. Sunbury looking to impact the scoreboard with the breeze. They've had a couple of shots on goal. For just the two behinds to the Barry plant or left of screen end. Loose ball gather from Myers. Fed it to the outside to Baker, who was clean with the receive. Went inboard to Adam Azapati, had to stop and prop and go back through traffic. Bewley took them on. He too had to release, only as far as Egan. Turnover here for Sunbury. Good sport at the back from Lahure on Scanlon. Opportunity for Sutton. Through the head back, went to ground. McLean was held without it. He'll deservedly get a free kick here. And a shot on goal imminent for Sunbury.
And this is much better. It's a much better look at goal as well. Obviously, Sutton would be backing himself to kick a goal from the arc where we saw him have the shot before, but McLean had that shot on the boundary. You know, they just weren't very high percentage options. This is a great chance to be kicking a goal here.
Yeah, he gets his chance. Terrific pressure by Power and Miller on that far wing to spill the ball to Egan and create that inside 52. It's what they brought to the table 2 weeks ago against Darley. A lot of pressure. It hasn't been at the same level today.
Well, if McLean can slot this, they should come from everywhere, the Lions. It's one step at a time, one goal at a time. And a kick from McLean is just what they wanted, Sunbury. And they get one back.
There's the goal. Exactly what they were after.
There's Sebastopol playing coach. Tony Lockyer joins us. He's got some duties today. Unfortunately, the great man with, I think they're doing the food, the borough. So they'll be getting a good earn too. And East Point doing the booze.
That's it.
Selling those wonderful CUB products that we have to refer to right throughout the afternoon. And let's just hope Dan Jordan's wife, Penny, hasn't gone the early crow. She had a hard rated in both hands on their way past.
Need a big 10 minutes here, Sunbury, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, bring that pressure they got from Power and Miller on the wing, turn the ball over a few times, win some ball at the source, which they haven't been able to do, and start to close that gap to give themselves a chance at half time.
Looks like they're bringing in a substitute ball as well. I think the ball's trickled out the back, down to the street, so new ball.
Well, let's not forget the Devils only had one goal on the board at the 8-minute mark of the opening term, so that's what's transpired here for Sunbury. So if they can get some momentum going their way. And it starts with Miller, who fed it to Ampolsky from half forward, inside 50, wide towards Scanlon. The corralling was good enough from Lahure. The bouncing ball found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in right in front of the McDonald's Ballarat fence.
Well, entries is exactly what Sunbury have been after, and we were thinking about how much this win was going to impact their chances to get them, and it seems as though it is.
Boundary throw-in on a sun-kissed momentarily City Oval. Matthew Brett did the roving, fed it by hand to Myers, sweeping hand pass to Bewley, didn't have a lot of time, fed it along the line. Was hopeful rather than anything else to find Joel Cadman. Found the boundary line instead. That won't upset the Devils too much. They've got it outside of their defensive 50 for a throwing.
Probably already equalled their first quarter inside 50s, haven't they? 4 or 5.
I reckon they've even got more.
Tap one by Impey. Baker again. Left foot kick, territory gain, set up good for Tanner. Touch of the fumbles, gets a second opportunity, knocks it forward. 1, 2, now out of the contest. Jack Bewley was composed and ran away. Sent it inside 50. Johnson!
It's a good kick. Tananello did little wrong there. It was a really nice kick. Johnson has that spring in his legs that make it so hard to defend.
And the kick of Jack Bewley into the breeze was always going to make it even more difficult for Tindanello, who was at the back as the ball held up.
That's all right, aided by the breeze there, but he obviously drew that up perfectly, and yeah, another prime position to be kicking a goal.
So the Devils into the breeze with their second deliberate shot on goal to the Ballarat Toyota end. It'll be Johnson for his second of the afternoon and an important one into the breeze. And he's off to the right, so a let off for Sunbury. And the Devils second behind. And as many opportunities in this second term. Near 9 minutes gone. So it'll be Hannett. Gee, he's the man you want the ball to be in the hands of because he's such a prodigious kick. Gee, Joel Cameron got a good fly. Pressure good there from the Lions. But we'll get a ball up. Baker. Gee, it was clean again, Baker. It was just tackled, taken to the ground.
Young Zach Stevens.
Yeah, looks like Stevens has got a bit of a run with that roll now for Baker, given Baker's impact in the first quarter and a bit. Tap one by Impey, searching for Baker, gathered, fed it to Bewley, who went by hand, opened the door, chance for Adam Azapati, he was elusive, left foot kick. Well, it was poor in the end, out of bounds on the full. So another let off for Sunbury.
They're on this outside out here, set the ground up well, the Lions.
So Lever will come broadcast side. Buy him a beer. It's been a rare moment for us here. Left foot kick will just sit up for Sutton. He's forced to go back because Muir presented. He had a swarm of Devils to negotiate through. Lever provided the run. Forced to release the ball. Now Muir's under the pump. Dropped it in the end and the umpire pinged him. Great defensive pressure from the Devils. And they'll get the ball back and an opportunity to go inside 50.
How about the swarm of numbers there from Darley? Just didn't give Sunbury an inch there to exit D50, and yeah, fantastic effort.
So it'll be Hatcher. He'll go short to Matricardi. Dangerous minutes here for Sunbury as the Devils impact into the breeze. It was a poor kick. And they're away. Touch said the umpire. Gallant fed it by hand to Muir. Went to the outside to Newitt. And Cameron with the left boot. Beautifully weighted kick out in front of Sutton, who took a juggling mark on the chest.
Well done by Cameron. Nice quick hands and then a beautiful left-footed to Sutton on the chest.
So Sutton looks for an option and goes from half back to half forward. Scanlon presented. Good spoil on the ball from Lahure. Only as far as Boyd. Got around Gardner. Oh, the smother was terrific there from Lahure again. Loose ball opportunity. It's going to go the way of the Devils on the back of it too high. So force it. Fed it to Bewley. Got around one. He's had about 4 or 5 hand passes in a row. Took them on, Bewley. Now you're in trouble. Kick smothered in the end. Bit off more than he could chew there as Miller will be the beneficiary. Slow hand pass. Egan had to go back to Cameron, who can steady the ship here. Nervous kick. Smothered again. Somebody got numbers through Land, who took on the tackle of Fawcett and pinged.
They're very hot on the hand pushing out to try and take on the player here today.
Oh, it was great.
Not afraid to pin it, yeah.
It was great. Great tackle from Fawcett because Land had all the pressure through the body.
Had the momentum, didn't he?
Dumped as he kicked down the ground against Land.
Frustration there from Brock.
It's been a great minute as well there from Fawcett. He was able to win that crucial 1v about 4 in the middle where he got the high tackle.
So Joel Cameron went to Andy Azapati. His kick was smothered by Power. He'll rebound for Sunbury. Bouncing ball. Excellent gather there from Scanlon. Didn't break stride. Excellent effort there from Lant to deny Matthew Brett what was just going to be a Darley mark in the end. And he finally got it over the line for a boundary throwing. 3 Devils v1. But the Lions will take that. A throw in inside their forward 50.
Yeah, great effort by Lant there. That's a massive win there by Sunbury when, Darley had all their outs. Plenty of numbers around the ball. It's a credit to him there.
Darley lead by 41 points on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. Boundary throw in. Tap one by Eels. Baker thrown out of the contest. And the ball went with him. Now he's an opportunity for Stevens. Just threw the ball onto the boot. Bouncing ball across the face. Will find its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. And a chance for the Lions to reset and make the most of this forward 50 entry to the Barry Plant end.
Great to see the kid back himself there and take the game on. Give himself a shot at goal.
13 minutes gone, second term. Sunbury in attack here. Endeavouring to work their way back with the breeze. Throw into a dangerous area. Gathered there by Matthew Brett. Went searching for Myers. But Sutton was there, grabbed the footy and was held up by Myers in the end, and we'll get a ball up 25 to 30 metres away from the Sunbury goal. So Eels and Duncan Cadman. Neither ruckman can impact. Cousins knocked off the ball there by Boyd.
Free kick.
Unlawfully, said the umpire. Just got Cousins right up the middle. And he'll just suck in the big ones, Cousins. Might even just give it back to Hind here, but Sutton was there to deny Hind that handball received. So he'll lope away onto that left boot, Cousins. Dumped as he kicked. Got plenty of it. Out of bounds on the full in the end. So he's been in the wars in each of the 3 finals. He's got some physical attention. Sunbury rebound. They go forward. Land at the back. Off hands. Foot race on here. McLean, loose ball, rush through for a behind in the end.
Well, that's probably definitely a case of the teams, not letting a player like Cousins have an inch. You can't allow that, and so that physical attention, I'm sure that he would be expecting that as a player, and I reckon he's handled it pretty bloody well the past 3 weeks.
So Billy Myers to bring the ball back into play for the Devils. Sunbury 1-3-9, trail Darley 7-7-49. Myers got plenty on that drop punt into the breeze to half back, off the hands of the Lions defence to the safety of the boundary line, and we're going to throw in 65 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
Hard to score if you're not doing it in transition from stoppage. Like 36 players in Sunbury's half of the ground, a lot of traffic to deal with.
Boundary throw in. Johnston for Sunbury and Duncan Cadman. Johnston grabbed it out of the ruck cleverly and muscled the ball forward. McLean at the back, but strong in front was Cousins again with courage.
Wow, that was impressive.
Just to hold his ground. He goes short and the kick was good to Duncan Cadman.
He's a star.
And he goes long into the breeze. Hatcher needs to go forward. Muir went early. It was a hold. Hatcher overcommitted in the end. So Muir will take the resultant free kick and rebound here for the Lions. Chance to send them into attack. You've got a four-pronged, dangerous attack forward, but can't underestimate that. That was a good spoil on the ball by White on Newitt. To the safety of the boundary line, and we're going to throw in 65 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
It's good to see a moment like that for White, who is playing in his first grand final for the Devils, so he'd be loving that.
Throw in. Johnston again, he'll look to grab it out of the ruck. He did, and then took him on. And we'll get a ball up. He's one of those burly big fellas that when he gets that opportunity to do his forward ruck craft, grab it out of the ruck and have a shot. But this time he's 60 metres out. So he goes the tap. Muir at the back. Through traffic. Fed the dummy to Baker. And then fed it inside to Egan, who took on Bewley. And then had force to release the ball by hand only as far as Gardner with a high up and under kick. Somebody got numbers here. Couldn't impact aerially. Knew it was clean and evasive. Dribbling ball towards half forward. Gardner, the gather, terrific from the shoelaces. Fed the ball by hand to Matricardi. Right foot kick towards outer centre wing. Opportunity here for White. Corralled by Boyd, but not before White could get ball to boot towards half forward. Lever. Oh, somehow Johnson ended up with it. Left foot kick across the body. Gathered by Jack Bewley, but muscled over the line for a boundary throwing. It was Tedanello and Lever on Johnson, and somehow Johnson ended up with it.
He's a handful.
Ooh. Tick over 17 minutes gone. Second term here. Sunbury with the only goal of the term. That won't bother the Devils too much, kicking into a 3 or 4 goal breeze. Johnson with the tap. Shark there by Andy Azzopardi, holding the ball every day of the week. So an exit opportunity here for Muir. It's been the pattern of the day, bereft of option forward, so a territory gain. If we turned over,
Free kicks.
Devils through Hind. Oh, they've given away a free, the Devils. It'll come back and it'll go to Sunbury. It'll go to Johnston.
Lateral.
Now it'll come back.
Yeah, Johnson's off with blood, I think.
So Egan will take the resultant free kick. He can feed it by hand to Galland if he likes. He can come broadcast side to Newitt. Now that would evidently open up the game.
Yeah, they need to take it. They've got to try and find another way through because they're not getting through straight.
So he'll go there now. And the kick's good. And now they get the overlap. Doyle just chips it over the top. This is better from Sunbury to Miller, who looks forward, ignored Sutton and looked to square the ball. It was an awkward kick. Lucky Sunbury had numbers in the right time, right place. There's power. Fed it to Lant, who kept it low out direction of McLean. He was tackled and thrown to the ground. Didn't have the ball. Free kick, Sunbury. That was just a little bit clumsy from the Devils' defence.
A much better watch, wasn't it? Just to see Sunbury open up the ground with a couple of lane changes, and they just look so much better. They got through because Darley is so well established when they go straight. They can't get through.
And they made the most of that, of a poor free kick to give away by Darley. That ball was obviously going out the back. That little nudge to Johnston just turns the game around. Obviously, there's a bit of play leading up to it, but that's where it just started.
So McLean for a shot on goal here to get another one back for the Lions. Kicks on its way. Off to the right, through for a minor score. So McLean, whilst offline on that occasion, remains the only major goal scorer for Sunbury this afternoon. He has one. Darley have 6 goal scorers, Hind the only multiple with 2. And on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard, Darley 7-7-49 leads Sunbury 1-3-9. 19 and a half minutes gone. Myers into the breeze, beyond the defensive 50. Nice grab taken there by Tendanello. He can rebound for the Lions. Another opportunity presents to the Barry plant end. Duncan Cadman got an important spoil. Matthew Brett released the ball. Matricardi through traffic. Got a bit on the kick in the end. Held it sit for Hatcher. He's got a couple to beat. Tried to knock it to his own advantage. And his pressure was terrific. Great tackle. And again from Fawcett. And the ball comes over the line for a boundary throw in. They're on the Devils.
Darley's pressures at large here, and Sunbury just aren't able to capitalise on these opportunities, squandering too many. And when you're not getting as many as Darley were in that first quarter, it just shows how precious they are to take.
Darley by 40 points. Time on second term. Throw it there. Polsky grabbed it out of the ruck. Couldn't get ball to boot. Power fed a ball by hand. Only as far as Matricardi. Knocked it forward. Excellent tackle from Newitt. Lucky to get away with it. Jack Bewley tackled, thrown to the ground. Chance for Crawford. Back to Matricardi. Standing start. High up and under. Umpire will pay the mark. Oh, I don't know how he didn't pay the mark, to be honest. And Tendanello. But surprising to all and Sunbury. He's not paid the mark.
Good in the air, isn't he?
Well, surely that went the required.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought it was touched or...
Ball up, look at that breeze. As Impey couldn't find Baker, it was just at his feet. He get a second crack at it. And he has a party, need to be quick. Dribbling ball, presenting there was Cadman. Now Baker soldiering after it again. It just needs to sit for him. He took on Doyle, now he's in trouble. Second effort, finally released the ball by hand. Going in and under there was Hatcher. Couldn't quite impact the contest. It's a hot footy. Riley provides enough pressure for Sunbury to square away a stoppage. 30 metres away from the Darley goal. 21 and a half minutes gone in the McDonald's BFNL Grand Final. Ball up. And Polsky tried to knock it to his own advantage. Baker fed it out to Adam Azzopardi. Got it to brother Andy. High up and under kick. Now he'll pay this one the up. Ball gets knocked to ground. Baker on his non-preferred. Will he get the journey? I don't think it will, but it just sat up in the end. Devils kept it alive, knocked it back into play, but the goal umpire said, no, it's mine. And a behind to the Devils. Their 8th of the match. And on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard, 7-8-50 Darley, Sunbury 1-4-10. So Lever with the distribution to Newitt. And this is more the Sunbury we know. The right foot kick was good. And they're away here. The kick from Doyle to outer centre wing to Lant. He'll look to get on his bike and go long inside 50. Sutton the target. Kick went wide. And he and Myers square it away in the end in the name of a boundary throw-in. 25 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
Yeah, just 22 minutes gone here, and only the one goal for the quarter, that being to Sunbury. Just, yeah, as we were talking about before, just the opportunities that they've had, they've just squandered them, and it's really going to come back to bite them if they can't make opportunities here before the end of this quarter.
Boundary throw in Impey. Front spot. Just knocked it forward only as far as Cameron, who went searching for power. Missed him. We'll get another throw-in.
Last passage of ball movement, as you said, more the Sunbury we know. That's them, isn't it? Lower their eyes, find some 1v-nuns, a couple of overlap handballs. They look so much better when they can do that.
Sunbury in attack here. Still a chance to find a couple in time on. Myers dropped it. Umpire called play on. Power took them on. Gang tackle on the end. Loose ball. Eels at ground level. And we'll get a ball up some 20 metres away from the Sunbury goal. Devils not giving an inch into the breeze. While Sunbury enjoy a period of ball in their front half at the Barry plant end. Ball up. Tap one by Impey. Ground ball opportunity. Power might have been pushed. Umpire said no. We'll get a ball up.
They've got a vice-like grip on the game at the moment, haven't they? This quarter's has been as good as their first. 40 zip, but they haven't lost the quarter against the breeze.
Ball up. Tap one by Impey. Power, ground level. Took on the tackle of Andy Azzopardi. Got away with it in the end. So to Egan. Oh, the pressure's super from the Devils. Gallant, high up and under kick, went forward. Scanlon could have been interfered with. The umpire said no, and Myers take the intercept kick. And kept it. Chiseled the ball to White, who fed it by hand to Brett. He'll endeavour to keep it in along the line. He couldn't in the end. He was a bit disappointed with that. So Wood to do the rebounding for Sunbury. 24 and a half minutes gone. The kick was good. Found Scanlon, who presented. 70 metres away from the Sunbury goal. Can they find a target? It's a deep kick into the pocket. McLean went early. Would have been unrealistic in the end. Umpire agreed. And the Devils will take a resultant free kick. Deep in their back half. It'll be Millie Mines, the recipient.
Just wasted deep entries. It'd be really frustrating as a Sunbury supporter and as Sunbury, as the coaching staff, even the players. Like, hasn't been good enough so far, and they just need something to turn.
So Myers chisels the ball again, kept it low, went through the hands of Sutton. Just waiting at the back there was Lever, who's tried hard today for Sunbury in the opening half. Kick was okay to Power, who marked just outside 50.
Too far out, I think, H.
So he looks to square the ball. Get it into a dangerous area. Devils go the spoil. Impey fed it by hand. Myers had to shrug the tackle of McLean. Gardner, he knew he was going to be in trouble if he had to grab the ball because Lant was right there. The second effort from Lant was terrific to get back involved into the contest. Provide some forward pressure from the Lions and square it away with a stoppage 25 metres away from their goal.
Very high level of connection and trust between the Darley defenders. They look really comfortable at knowing where each other are.
Now Hind, looking for an option, didn't find one broadcast side, so went back to the outer side and found Brett Bewley. So the Devils led by 47 at quarter time. That margin being reduced to 39, and the kick smothered by Bewley, from Bewley. So Sutton took his time to get ball to boot, and his kick was smothered as well. Look out, Gallant's push forward. How's the finish? Off to the left. So a let-off there for the Devils with that finish of Gallant, who showed some dash, and that's what Sunbury need of. So Hind with the kick in was terrific. Into the breeze. Found Joel Cadman. So he'll feed the ball to outer centre wing, out the direction of Baker, who flew. Lever had a bit of it, brought the ball to ground. Second effort at ground level was terrific from Baker. Got it to Duncan Cadman, to Adam Azzopardi, was held up. And we'll get a ball up on true centre wing outer side. Margin now 38. Sunbury squandering opportunities. 1 goal, 6. All in this second term. Ball up. Tap one by Ampolsky. Loose ball. Little soccer there from Lant. So the two speedsters after it. Hind and Lant. Lant somehow kept it in and then spent it before he had it. And then he was getting tackled in the end and hustled over the line. But we'll get a ball up just inside the boundary line, 65 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
It was always going to be hard to match what Darley did in the first quarter, and he probably wouldn't have expected Sunbury to, but still had the 7 scoring shots this quarter. You would expect at least 3 or 4 goals to go into half-time with.
Yeah, it's not like they've all been rushed either, Trav.
No, they've had enough shots, enough opportunities.
Impey, Baker, left foot, territory gain, dribbling ball. Somehow ended up into the hands of Bewley. Just the hands the Lions don't want it in. Fed it by hand towards brother Jack. He's squaring kick. Well, it's a little skew if. Opened the door for Miller. He overran the footy. Here come the Devils reinforcements. Excellent tackle there from Doyle. Miller grabbed the loose ball, went to ground. Gallant desperate. Couldn't impact. Bewley said, if you don't want it, I'll have it. And he ran away, the captain. And the finish was sublime.
Probably the biggest thing I've noticed about Bewley today is, and it just happened there, is players' inability to tackle him. He's just so strong through the hips. He stands up in tackles. He slipped a tackle then, and in the first quarter there was one where it was 2 or 3 tackles in a row he broke through. So he's very hard to tackle and such a great finisher. Like we've seen 1 goal for the day kicked to that end. Now 2. He just made that look so easy when everyone else has struggled at that end.
Yeah, just the 1 goal to the Toyota end for the match. Brett Bewley getting it done. Ball up, tap one by Impey. Baker nearly had that takeaway, but Egan ran away with it in the end. He can send the Lions long with a tumbling, awkward kick. The bouncing ball will find its way to the right-hand side of the point post, and we'll get a boundary throw in. Sunbury deep into attack. 29 minutes gone, second turn. So another ground ball get there from Bewley, that takeaway, and you were speaking about that in the lead-up, Trav.
Yeah, it's a stat they'll be in front in again today. There's no doubt about that.
So, whilst Egan with that clearance, the Devils well on top in the running machine, or the running company midfield battle. And we'll get another stoppage here, some 45 metres away from the Sunbury goal. Gee, we've had some luck with the weather today. Even the sun shining down. Well, it's not working in the heat sense. It's providing some bright light on the ground. In a opening first half of this McDonald's BFNL Grand Final that's essentially belonged to the Devils, who led by 47 at quarter time. The margin just reduced to 44 with a goal apiece in this second turn. Throw in. Good use of the body by Johnson. Loves to do that. Fed it to Sutton outside of the right boot. Will be just knocked through in the end by Lahoure. And Sunbury 7th behind. They're 1-7. They trail Darley 8-8 on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. 43-point margin to the Devils. So Hind cleverly, just fundamentally into the breeze. They've kicked the ball well out of defence. Darley, especially on the back of a behind, and found Brett, who went to the outer side of the ground. It's a good grab there from Impink. Got the acknowledgement of the support on the outer side of the ground with a round of applause. So Impey, the Williamstown VFL listed youngster. Inglis has infringed here. The free kick will go to Cameron.
Shanked the kick Impey, didn't he? Yeah. Put him under
so
pressure.
He runs his measure and sends the ball forward. Cousins from the side couldn't hang on. At the back there was Myers, who read it well, cleanly, and fed the ball beautifully by foot to Matricati, who went to Hind. He'll just retreat back to Myers, who's now on the last line and has to reproduce one of those chisels. And he does efficiently to Matthew Brett. 31 and a half minutes gone. Just 2 goals for the term collectively, so there couldn't be long left. So Matthew Brett goes along the line here. Oh, somebody could have raffled that. And Polsky, Johnson, a couple of those taller targets could have raffled in the end. Now Polsky measures the kick towards McLean, he's looked dangerous forward on occasions. Gardner through traffic, took a running bounce. Now he's in trouble.
There's no options.
There's an excellent steal from Tendinello.
I think he thinks he's half a chance from here. Win behind his back, it'd probably take his best.
So Tendinello from inside the centre square here at City Oval. If he can slot this, it'll be a red onion highlight, that's for sure.
Could be the final kick of the quarter.
65 metres out from goal. 32 and a half minutes gone. Tendinello gets plenty on the kick. Has he got the journey? Yes, he has. So a pulse for Sunbury just ahead of the CUB halftime break. The Lions get their second as the siren sounds here. So a little morale booster for the Lions heading into halftime. But on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard here at City Oval, Sunbury 2 goals, 7-19. Charles Darley 8-8-56. The Devils led by 47 at quarter time. That margin has been reduced to 37 on the back of Sunbury's time with a 3 to 4 goal breeze, Trav.
Yeah, well, it was a very good quarter by Darley again to control Sunbury the way they did. But as you've mentioned, Sunbury had taken their opportunities and used the ball a bit better inside 50. They might be a little bit closer. Like that last entry of Cameron's into the middle of the ground went to a 5-on-1. They were never going to win that. I think what they need to do in the third quarter, they need to really make the ground big and find some uncontested possession and transition the ball in that way, because they're not winning the contested stuff in the air today. They're not going to get through Cousins and Myers and Brett by dumping the ball in. They've looked their best today in small patches, but they've looked the best when they've lowered their eyes and they've hit players up, or when they've opened the ground up, made the ground big, and they've transitioned with 4 or 5 uncontested possessions. That's their, to get back into the game, they need to win the third quarter against the breeze effectively.
Yeah, I think Darley's ball use both into the breeze and with it has been ahead of Sunbury's, and it's had a big say in the 37-point advantage they have at half-time. Of course, this half-time break brought to you by CUB. And to make the most of that sponsorship, it's for you guys tuning in at home to go and do your bit. Grab a CUB product out of the fridge and fill up, have a spell, and buckle yourselves up for a most entertaining second half of BFNL Grand Final action coming your way soon. Alex Kerr, you've got the goal kickers for us before we have a spell.
Yep, for Darley, we've got Hine with 2, Inglis, Johnson, Crawford, J. Bewley, Cousins, and B. Bewley all with the 1. And for Sunbury, we've got McLean and Tantanello with 1.
On the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard here at half-time, Darley 8-8-56 leads Sunbury 2-7-19 in the grand final. Still plenty more to play out. They're never easy to win, Trav, and the Devils will be fully aware of that. And Sunbury, well, they just need some belief. And if they can defend well in the third term, who knows, they could be back in with a sniff come the final term. But stick with us via the Red Onion Vision here and the BFNL Match Centre. It's the Devils who lead Sunbury by 37 points.
A wise man told me that if I play Monopoly at Macca's, I have a 1 in 3 chance of winning from over 49 million prizes every time. It's me. I'm the wise man. Play in the app.
We've got 5 happening now. We're going for a top down as listed on the board. So, now, first prize here goes to Orange A19. That's Danny. Orange A19, you won yourself a Western Bulldogs signed 2025 jersey. We've got some posters here for us today. Step posted for our next ticket. We've got the Iron photos, it's all very official. This is the second prize. It's a red ticket, F75. And the Baz. Red F75 Baz, you won a 2024 AFLW signed jersey. You can come collect your prizes at the Saxon House after this. Our third prize, this is the big one, 200 Mars bars. Alright. 200 Mars bars going to the blue ticket, E50. It's Nico Hill. You want 200 Mars bars? Come to us at Saxon House after this. 2 more to go, and we're into our half-time sprint. Now this one is a brand new Sharon KV size 5. It's a red ticket, F100. F100. He's right in front of us here. He's up and about. Well, you know, one of those size 5 KV. I reckon you think it was size 4, but that's all right. And our final one here, 3 slabs of Carlton Draft. We might have to get some age verification down the road here. I reckon we're pretty safe judging by this name. An orange ticket, A40. Right. Orange A40 on 3 slabs of Carlton Draft. Come and see Saxon House at the end of the half-time break. We'll give you your prizes. All right. This is the big moment. We've got an epic crowd here out on the ground. We're going to do a quick hello to some of our athletes. I'm going to start with the director of the league here. Rob Simmons is out here. Rob, how does this fit in your sporting prowess?
I win the top 3 by allowing us where we didn't.
Yes, we've been hauling up these hamstrings. Who have we got here? Who representing? There we go, and fresh with a medal around his neck. Tyson here from Sunbury, Queen's Water from Sunbury. Oh yeah, how's this stack against the achievements today? Here you go. We're better than the medal today. Good on you. Couple of umpires here, you guys can know about fast. I've seen the spikes on the rail, this is very intimidating. Who have we got? Alright, they look fast on the list. Fraser, Scott is here. Fraser is a stall hip finalist. Not sure if intimidate anyone else here out of the line. He's going to be running pretty quick today. Well, you know, Edwin, how's this rank against running the Hallett stall? The city over is a great place to be. Darley, football club represented here. What's your name? Bailey. What was your record? We saw last night on the socials. Pretty good to me. Well deserved to get up. From Sebastopol, our female in the field. What's your name? Chelsea's here for the Ballarat. Good support still here. Final 4 athletes. Sydney's one of our sponsors here. What's your name? Nathan, you're pretty quick. I'm pretty intimidated by you already. Now we've also got Harry here from the league. Harry, Midfield already. Short sleep. And from Red Onion Creative, I just love this shirt you've got here. Tell us who you are and what you're wearing.
This is the regarding all of it.
Shout out to our Red Onion Creative team for all of the live stream footage. And finally, Bacchus Marshall represented here. What's his name? Arnie. Let's go. I think we're ready. And finally, I'm going to be joining the run with Mike. So, how's this going to work? It will be an on your mark, get set, go. Are we ready? The track is clear. I'm nervous for our spectators at the end. You might get bowled through. So maybe give yourself another metre or two again. Athletes. On your marks. Set. Go! Oh my gosh! On your track! Who's coming out here? It's Darley out front! The umpires coming through the second. Darley's got it! Darley's got the sprint. It's a big moment.
A wise man told me that if I play Monopoly at Macca's, I have a 1 in 3 chance of winning from over 49 million prizes every time. It's me. I'm the wise man. Play in the app.
That one by Van Meel. Chance for Johnson up against the boundary line.
Oh
The
no,
McHugh
oh no,
Johnson.
oh no.
Highlights reel. Geordie Johnson has 2 goals and East Point with a touch of class. That one by Van Meel. Chance for Johnson up against the boundary line.
Oh
The
no,
McHugh
oh no,
Johnson.
oh no.
Highlights reel. Geordie Johnson has 2 goals and East Point with a touch of class. Welcome back to City Oval ahead of the second half action here in the McDonald's FNL Grand Final. Big thank you to our sponsors that make it all happen. We've spoken about the running company Midfield Battle, Paddy Self Storage, CUB, Spring H2O and Simi. So if you're around the ground today, head on down and check out Simi. It's a brand new app that helps athletes of all abilities browse football and netball clubs to find the one that's best suited to them. All the vision today brought to you by Red Onion, and be sure to check out all the news and the fallout of today's grand final with the Ballarat Times. 3BA also doing today's game via the audio radio, so if you happen to leave early, be sure to tune in to 3BA for all the action on your way home. So we're not far off a start here. Darley lead by 38 points after a 7-0 blitz in the opening term. As the underwhelming siren sounds here at City Oval to get the second half underway. Can Sunbury hold out the Devils who have the breeze? Oh, charging off half back was Inglis. That was unbelievable, but he got tackled and slung to the ground. Umpire Cole play on. Gee, I forgot about how hot this footy is here this afternoon. And it sent it to the advantage of Johnson. Jonathan on the half volley. Gardner provided the resistance. Now Matthew Brett through traffic, fed the ball by hand to the outside. Matricati gathered cleanly in the end, got around one, then was forced to feed the ball by hand. Got it to Hind, who was instrumental in that opening half. Duncan Cabin to Matricati, who kept running. Right foot kick. Devils get their first forward 50 entry, but it was cut off. It was good play by the Lions. And Tendanello with the right boot. Dangerous kick. Loose ball opportunity there for Miller. Spin it before he had it. Darley coming from everywhere. Joel Cabin, one of those. But they get a ball up, attacking side of the middle of the ground for the Devils.
It'll be interesting to see how Sunbury approach this now against the breeze.
Tap one by Impey. Bewley went to ground, forced to shovel it out in the end. It was a good tackle from Doyle to deny Joel Cadman. Gee, the tackling's been good today from both sides. Tap one by Impey. Hind fed the ball inside, went to the voice of Lahoure, stolen away. This is a good little passage here for Sunbury. McLean to power, ran to half forward. He's got Sutton on the outside. Presents, excellent ball from Myers, but it's all Sunbury with the numbers. Johnson will end up with ball in hand. Ran to 45, had a shot at the goals as it drifted across the face. And one bounce, well, over the line, out of bounds on the full.
That's the blueprint part. That's the blueprint. Half a dozen uncontested possessions. It was only because Power fluffed the kick at the end. Otherwise, they're having a shot at goal.
It was a lively move.
So Matricati, who's covered some ground this afternoon, goes with the right boot beyond the defensive 50. It's been cut off. So Sunbury enjoying a good moment here as Lever onto the left boot. Out wide of the pocket to Sutton on the lead. And that's more the Sunbury we know. And a shot on goal here into the breeze for the Lions to kickstart. Well, a comeback that's been on since quarter time, really, Trap.
Yeah, look, if they can win the quarter, then they're in this game. That's so they've got to start well, and Jake gets his chance here, probably edge of range into the breeze.
Well, the breeze feels like it's seemingly dropped as much as the temperature here this afternoon. As Sutton from 45.
Just tried to overkick that to get the journey.
Out of bounds on the full.
This is where we want to see them set the ground up. They can't be happy just...
So it'll be Nick Hind to bring the ball back into play. He gets plenty on the kick to the middle of the ground. Joel Cadman provided the aerial. Sunbury have got reinforcements through Power. Shovels it out towards Scanlon. Went one way and another and went to go out wide towards Doyle. Cousins had a terrific first half. Doyle did well. He seemingly outnumbered there and forced her to get the spill. Just needs to gather cleanly, and he did. He ran away from Ampolsky. Overcooked the kick meant for Bewley. Hannett will do the mopping up through the middle of the ground and go with the right boot to half forward to Lant.
Good mark.
So an encouraging start from the Lions in the opening 3.5 minutes. While it hasn't really equated to any scores of any significance, they've looked better. The right boot out wide of the pocket towards the attacking 50. Chance for Johnson again, who's tackled.
Happy to get a forward.
And it's gone over the line. They get a boundary throw in 48 metres around from the Sunbury goal. And the McDonald's promo, the first kick of any quarter that registered a goal. Well, it hasn't happened in the opening 3 terms. I'm not even sure it's happened all year, to be honest. Baker, an excellent opening half. Joel Cadman couldn't gather cleanly. Baker will get the spill, but not before the ball rolled over the line for a boundary throw-in on half-forward broadcast side.
It's a rather interesting promo, but I think it would lay heavily on the shoulders of either Egan or Bewley, you'd say.
So a boundary throw to take place here. Sunbury pushing. Canada equate the scores. Bewley caught one high.
Breeze still looks pretty strong, just watching the throw-ins there, and Hines kicked before that went in the centre of the ground.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit more blustery. As I look at the crowd, the flag at the department store, it's still blowing a gale. Impey with a good stretch. David Goliath, he against Wood. Played on, went by hand to Hine on his non-preferred. Sent it towards the attacking 50. It was a poor kick at the end. It was cut off there by Scanlon. So Scanlon will go short to Wood, who presents. So Darley yet to add to their halftime score in the opening 5 minutes with the Breeze. So Wood goes a little high up and under kick to broadcast centre wing. Cousins the fly. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go against the Devils. It's going to go to Pulski, who's in a world of hurt.
Pretty sore, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just clutching at the knee. His game will stop here. Get another CUB break. He's in a bit of pain, Polsky. And he's an integral part of the Sunbury makeup. While he was in and out of the side momentarily earlier in the season, he's been crucial in the last 8 weeks especially, that's seen Sunbury win 7 of them.
He has, and he looks close to done. He can't even weight bear. That'd have huge ramifications because they don't play a second ruckman. You saw Joel Muir dominating the reserves, got best on ground in the game before this. There's always a risk taken in 2 rucks, but it's times like this you wish you had one. So Johnson's the one who chops him out. It probably means now if he doesn't come back on that Johnson has to ruck the rest of the day.
Eels.
Eels, they could use Eels, that's right, they probably would. But it does take away a little bit forward if those guys are having to take the ruck.
So Polsky will make his way from the ground. Yeah.
Had a bit of momentum, Sunbury, haven't they? The first 4 or 5 minutes.
They've looked good.
Well, you know how much of a battle that is between he and Impey. They cancel each other out, really. They need to be both out there to contest to keep both teams with a chance to be winning the ball. So, massive loss for Sunbury.
Yeah, one of the spring H2O aerial battles we were talking about has come to a premature end as Hannett was sort of dragged down from behind. And we'll get a ball up here on the attacking 50 for Sunbury. It's been a high-pressure game. The Devils have been able to respond to the pressure better. Oh, that was a clever tap from Baker. Dribbling ball from Adam Azzopardi out in the direction of Fawcett. Bewley. Now that's holding the man, but they'll get the advantage here through Fawcett, who just tries to tip it over the top to Johnson. And it knocked away from him. Ground ball opportunity for Jack Bewley. Went back inboard, turned it over to Sutton. Fed it to Riley. Just the territory dribble game towards Lant. Myers provided the pressure and the tackle.
Well done,
Not
Lant.
before he could feed it to Miller, who just ran away to half forward. Now he's in trouble. And got the overlap to Doyle on his preferred left.
Yes,
Found the running Stevens, who can run into an open goal.
Oh, that was terrific.
And that's the start of the third quarter Sunbury were after.
Fantastic there. You know, it started. Lance's effort against Myers was crucial there. You know, he's given away a lot of weight in that battle. He won it. Released the hands to Miller. Miller lightning quick, invisible motorbike quick. Takes ground with the ball, draws 2 Darley defenders over the top to Doyle, who was composed enough then not to blaze and to find the loose Sunbury player inside forward 50.
Great spatial awareness. He knew that he was going to be out there.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was really well done. That's how they need to play if they want to get back into the game.
So a pulse remains out of the Lions camp despite the loss of Polsky just moments ago. Next contest, all important. Bewley foraging, forced to release the ball, turnover. Cameron got it to the outside to Stevens. Confidence up for the Lions at the moment. Doyle with the left boot, feeds the ball into attack. Looking there towards Lant. He's got some toe, but he went to ground. Hine might have caught one high. Umpire called play on. And now it'll affect the stoppage some 25 metres away from the Sunbury goal. Great start from Sunbury into the breeze. 9 minutes gone. Ball up. Loose ball. Land over the footy. Took them on. Forced to release the ball. Myers, territory gain, clearing kick. Went over the head of Crawford. Jack Bewley underneath. Couldn't quite gather cleanly, but applied the pressure, albeit tackle. And we'll get a ball up.
It's great mental toughness by Sunbury here to be keeping themselves in this game against the grain, which hasn't been the theme of the day. It was always going to be tough going back against the breeze.
Impey won the tap. His follow-up work was okay. Matricardi, hand pass a bit too hot behind. He'll get a second crack at it. Matricardi through ball onto boot. Bouncing ball towards the attacking 50. Crawford tackled, taken to the ground there by Lieber. And we'll get a ball up 50 metres away from the Darley goal.
Rockland deserves a lot of credit. Since quarter time, he's really nullified Hines' impact as that half forward defending the half back.
Near 10 minutes gone, third term. Darley held goalless with the breeze thus far. Egan through traffic, searching hand pass, looking there towards Laird, ground ball, Tanner, Jack Bewley. Got plenty of it, Bewley, wide of the pocket. Oh, that's a terrific grab from Tendanello. He wasted no time and went with the right boot, turnover opportunity. The intent was right, but the execution was something else. Scanlon caught over the ball. Cameron fed it to Lever on his non-preferred. Oh, that was an excellent trap there from Lahoure, who squared the ball to Tanner. Spilled out of the bread basket. Needs to commit to the ball. Hine grabbed it from 50. Had a shot on goal. And he's off to the left and through for a minor score.
That's a good fight back there by Darley, though, to win the ball back. It was a great mark there. It was forward-like in the pocket there for Sunbury.
Darley's first score of the third term with the breeze took the best part of 11 minutes. So Lieber will lope away into the left boot, go to the outer side. High, up and under, left foot kick. Egan in front, got a hand on it. Impey did the roving. Nice little sidestep there from Brett Bewley. Left foot kick to the fat side was clever. The vision terrific. Found Joel Cabin, who went short to Hine. He's had the radar on in front of goal here this afternoon. He's the only Devils player to kick multiples.
Raging favourite for the medal this far out.
Sure.
They've had a few good ones, but he's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been good. Explosive.
Set it up early.
There's just no substitute for leg speed, really, is there?
No.
And he burnt off his opponents as well. You could see the frustration between them of who was actually going to be marking him there while he was free 40 metres out straight in front.
So Hine from right on 50. Kicks on its way. He makes no mistake this time, Hine. He's got 3. The Devils have got 9. And they're out of a 39-point lead here on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard.
Sunbury need to continue to be brave with the ball. They're still close enough. If they can have a good 15, 20 minutes, they need to continue to be brave and try and score at their end.
So while Bewley, Baker, Cousins and Myers have been solid for the Devils today, just the efficiency, the impact and the damage that Hine's been able to do, it has him as a firm favourite to take one of those medals on offer. Post-match win, lose or draw from here for the Devils.
Yeah, his impact's been enormous.
Back at the restart. Tap one by Johnson, searching for Egan.
Just wonder at what stage Sunbury give up their loose. They're playing the loose, obviously. Scanlon have had that all quarter. What stage they give it up and rolling forward and equalise.
Johnson won the tap again for the Lions. Egan starting to accumulate with the left boot to space, albeit half forward. There's no one at home. Lahoure will do the mopping up. There was an excellent gather from Matricardi, who went with the right boot. Along the line, Brett Bewley presented, took a nice grab on the chest. He's probably had more of it than anyone today, Bewley.
Lahoure's Scanlon's direct opponent.
So Brett Bewley chisels the ball to a forward pocket over the head of Johnson. Bouncing ball wide of the pocket. Tanner caught over the ball by McLean, who's on the last line of defence at the moment. We'll get a ball up.
That's the trade-off for the Lions. Rolling Scanlon back, they can't afford to kick the ball out of centre clearance forward.
Johnston. Tendanello. Not out of trouble yet. We'll get a ball up here just metres away from the Darley goal. A stack of players around the footy. It's a hot one at that as we near 14 minutes into this third term. Johnston with strength. Fed the ball out towards Miller, who missed all and everything. Out of bounds on the full. Joel Cadman a rebound from outside 50. Had Gardner short, but he elected to go to the long option to a pack of players. Ground ball. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go Sunbury's way. And it'll go to Lieber, who's tried hard behind the ball under the pump today for Sunbury. And he'll go short. The kick was okay to Scanlon. I'll try and work it out here. The Lions, who trail by 39 points. Gee, it's been all on the back of that 7-0 blitz in the opening term from the Devils. He goes to the outer side of the ground. Egan the fly, got a little touch on it. Stevens, the gather was terrific from the youngster and ran away. Kick, just overcooked it, meant for Lant. How's the pick up there from Hind? Onto the left boot, squaring kick, beautiful. The true centre half forward. Found Hatcher.
Class dripping off him.
So Hatcher just looks to chip it over the top to Andy Azzopardi. Had a second attempt at it to the goal square. Loose ball. Pressure good from Johnson. And we'll get a ball up in the Darley goal square.
Helps having the class of a player like Hine, but there's also off the back of a few unforced errors by Sunbury who just can't hit that link target.
Ball up, Johnson kept it in, looking towards Miller. There's good pressure there from Jack Bewley, fitted out Tanner. Can he release the ball? Well, he can't, and we'll get a ball up.
Polsky looks iced. He looks done for the day.
Massive out.
Ball up. Tanner with the pressure. Brett Bewley with the steal. Left foot across the body.
Oh.
Just misses to the near side. And behind.
You'd usually pencil that in for him. He loves those tight angle goals, snap across the body.
Darley 9-10-64. Lead Sunbury 3-6-24 on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. 40-point lead to the Devils. Endeavouring to make it their 20th win in a row, their most important. Lahure went with the percentages and just thumped it over the line for a boundary throw-in on half forward outer side of the ground for Darley. Time ticking away midway through this third term. Sunbury been held to 3 goals in a high-pressure game here. They've made the conditions look better than what they are, these two teams today. So Doyle got on the end of it with the left boot to half forward. Sutton meeting the sandwich, had a couple to beat. Devils went the spoil, it was nearly good as a kick. Doyle got on the end of it. Sent the ball back forward, Cousins. Took a nice chest mark and can rebound for the Devils. We'll have to bring the ball back, so.
Spent a lot of time in the ruck now, Johnson. Not sure how much longer he'll last before he does that, rotation with Eels forward.
Hine didn't hear the whistle. You reckon he was a thief running away from JB High Fever, the TB under his arm.
No one around him.
Lance found him now.
So Cousins, I'm not sure they'll see much of him next year either. Short kick there, it was cut off there by Miller. Andy Azzopardi, good defensive work there from Duncan Cadman, but a turnover opportunity here for the Lions through Miller. He needs to release the ball quickly, and he did, but they'll get a turnover here. It's a hot footy. Brett Bewley, composed, fed it to brother Jack. Right foot kick goes along the line. Johnson in the middle. Off hands, over the line. We'll get a boundary throw in on true centre wing outer side. Near 18 minutes gone, third term here. Darley lead by 40 points. Boundary throwing. They kick with the aid of a 3 or 4 goal breeze. Johnson was good in the ruck again. Now he's in trouble. Dropped it. And it'll be pinged by the umpire. Duncan Cadman plays on. Gee, it was all a bit much. But White got on the end of that loose ball and sent it wide to a dangerous area. Tanner had it knocked away from him by Scanlon. Wood provided the support. Got it back to Scanlon. Inboard. They negotiate by hand. Lever's hair pass. Found Boyd, who got it over the top to Doyle. He's had a bit of it in this third term. Short kick was good to Cameron. Went inboard by hand to Power. Could give it to Boyd if he wants, but elects to go by foot. Eels, got it.
A really good kick by Power.
That was a great build-up from Sunbury, and they'll go back and have a shot on goal here.
Doyle has been busy.
Yeah, he's had an excellent third term. Between the arcs, he's continued to accumulate.
Big kick this.
So Eels, he should thread this for Sunbury. Oh, it's another let off.
That's the same side. Darley missed there two last quarter, that right-hand side.
Hit the post. Gee, it was a collective sigh of relief for the Devils in one side and disappointment for the Lions as Matthew Brett lopes away to the outer side of the ground and gets plenty on the kick. Gee, they've taken territory today. In front there was Crawford, was spoiled in the end there by his own man there in Johnson. And we'll get a ball up in the middle of the ground. So Sunbury just chose not to take territory enough with the breeze. Darley endeavouring to as often as they can. So Myers, look out! Doyle got him. And he wastes no time and just tips it over the top to Newitt. But he's into the breeze. So he wastes no time, sends it forward in the Sutton direction. Who's out the back? Eels here. He's got a terrible bounce. Open the door for Lant. Adam Azzopardi kept it in and rebounded for the Devils from the side. Nice grab taken there by Hannett. So even though he's into the breeze, a man who can kick it as long as he can.
Still too far out, I think.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, he kind of half answers himself here, but
he does. He's got a great
he's
leg.
a beautiful kick. Just if they could provide a hit up, but he'll kick from right on 50 into the breeze. Got plenty of it. Look at that hold up. Eels with front spot. Myers provided the support. Loose ball, hot footy. Gathered cleanly by Joel Cadman. Thrown onto the boot. Thrown onto the boot and onto a boot, by the way, in true regional footy style. They waste no time bringing the ball back in. Lever, Hannett, lower the eyes. Sutton!
There's his hit-up option.
And that's what I was thinking that they were needing from Hannett on that previous attempt.
Yep.
So Sutton will go back with a chance to kick his first and an all-important fourth for Sunbury to get the margin back to 33 points as we just enter time on in this third term.
Just watching Sutton ahead of the ball, having coached him for 4 or 5 years, it's one area he's really improved on. He's always been able to come at the footy at the right time, but he does so much work, 3 or 4 leads before he kicks at the ball and has his last lead. Working really hard ahead of the ball.
So Sutton to keep the Lions in it. Kick looks good off the boot. They like it, the Sunbury fans, and they're back within 33 points here at City Oval.
You can't just stand and have one go at it against a player of the quality of Myers. Sutton, just watching him there, his work off the ball to create that last tick was just sensational. He deserved that.
So he's just missed the one game this year, having played at Essendon VFL, and ironically, they played him off half-back.
Interesting now. I think it's 33 points, Todd. It's
33.
We spoke about this. If they could get within 30 points at three-quarter time, that'd be a chance.
Yep.
Near 22 minutes gone, third term. Impey with the early fly. Bewley with the steal. Sent it forward to Tanner. Excellent ball from Riley. Hatcher needs to be clean. Went to ground. Sunbury's defence fighting hard to deny the Devils, and they will for the moment. As Tanner's caught over the ball, and we'll get a ball up 45 metres away from the Darley goal.
Then you see a bit of play like that out of the middle. Just one tap, straight down the pipe, straight inside 50. It's Darley at its best.
Yep. Ball up. Johnson tried to grab it out of the ruck. That's getting predictable for the Devils. They should be onto that. And we'll get a ball up. So Baker off the ground. I think he spent a bit of time off it. We'll get a ball up here. Shallow entry inside 50 here for the Devils, who kick to the Barry plan end in this third term. It's nearly high on Cadman. Umpire call play on. Riley's held up. Tackle taken to the ground, and we'll get a ball up. Right call from the umpire.
Sunbury's Johnson's rucked the whole quarter since Bolski went off. They'll probably use him up this quarter. They'll need him inside 50 in the last if they're a chance to win it.
Ball up. Tap one by Johnson again. Stolen by the Devils version of the Johnson. High up and under. Spoiled from Lever. It was as good as a kick. Gallant. Nearly pushed. Umpire called play on. Cameron got it the outside to Boyd. He got a territory gain to outer centre wing. Bouncing ball. Gardner knocked it back. Not out of trouble yet, the Devils. As McLean gathered, went with the outside of the right boot. Adam Azzopardi endeavoured to keep it in as he kicked the ball back over the shoulder. Bouncing ball. Miller just needs to be clean and composed. Went one side and then the other to avoid Cousins. Was an excellent gather there by Cameron, who's one of the cleanest out there. Fed it by hand to Scanlon. Went forward. Devils have got numbers through Lahoure, who can send it broadcast side to Hatcher. So Hatcher with ball in hand on half back. Can go back into the middle of the ground towards Adam Azzopardi, who can just run forward if he likes here. And then send it to half forward, wide in the Cousins direction. Had a second grab at it. He'll wheel onto the left, back onto the right. Now he's in trouble. Threaded the needle by hand. Got some territory, albeit by hand, only as far as Muir. It was a lazy hand pass to Gallant, who's tackled, taken to the ground. And we'll get a ball up. Some tired players out there, Trav.
There is. It's full credit to Sunbury, but they could have rolled over with the position they're in at half time. They're coming.
Near 25 minutes gone. Third term. Darley lead by 33 points. McDonald's BFNL Grand Final. Tap one by Johnson. Hind tried to take on Hannett. And couldn't keep the ball in and was well corralled there, Egan and Hannett. Ensured Hind couldn't get it on his own terms. Throw in, 70 metres away from the Darley goal. Johnson again. Grabbed it out of the ruck. Fed it by hand to Egan. Threw the ball onto the boot. Tumbling one. Foot race on. G. McLean and Matricati got a terrible bounce. It opened the door for Miller and Hatcher. They overcommitted Hatcher and got Miller too high. So Miller will take the free kick. Sunbury hanging in here at City Oval. He went short to Scanlon. It was okay. Gee, if they can pinch another one here late, Sunbury, it'll be game on in the final term. So Scanlon with a high up and under to outer centre wing. Players fly. Clean bowled all except Inglis. He was the beneficiary. Fed it by hand to Bewley, who got it to Hind. Running bounce from inside the square. 10-0 in the last line. Just got a little touch. Will Johnson putting his hands up saying, hey, what about me? Moving pitches.
And the Sunbury kick, before Scanlon even kicked it, that's the one that's coming back all day, every day. They're never going to get through with that. They've got to find a way around like they have for most of this quarter.
So Lever lopes away onto the left boot.
Like that.
Kick was good. Found Miller. It could have gone back to Lever if he likes, but you continue the pattern with the right boot to Cameron.
Tick, tick.
So they've been quite trusty out of their bat. It was Doyle, in fact. So Doyle with the high up and under with the left boot. Now's Cameron. Could have been interfered with there, but umpire said no. And we'll get a ball up on centre wing out of sight.
It's almost a straight drop down, that ball, in the end, with how high that went.
So on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard, Darley lead by 34 points. Ball up. Baker back on the ground. Hurry kick out of the congestion. Just found a supporter in the end, over the line, out of bounds on the full. So Darley's efficiency levels have dropped substantially in this third term.
This is where they've done well off these LDLs by Sunbury. They tend to launch off them pretty well, get good shape off them, Darley.
So Gallant, high up and under kick to outer centre wing. Excellent spoil there from Brett, who got it to Duncan Cabin, who found Andy Azzopardi, who looks to square the ball. Cousins!
There it is. That's again LDL punished. Darley just get such good shape off that LDL by Sunbury and punish them every time.
It's a terrific squaring kick to find Cousins.
It was. Yep.
He's had a good day.
Yeah, the swingman display that he's putting together here today just shows the class that he can do it at both ends and why he's on a VFL list.
And I'm a chance to jinx him, but a lot of players from here, you'd say they're maybe 50-50, or these ones you nearly mark in the book.
Well, his dad would mark himself in the book, that's for sure, Shane. But
Fancied himself?
Well, he fancied himself more than Mace with a shot on goal, so we'll see how Mace goes from here. From 40 metres out, they need this one, the Devils, and he doesn't let them down. Mace Cousins gets his second, and Darley getting an all-important 10th. And breathing space, 10-11-71. They lead Sunbury 4-7-31. We're back to a 40-point ball game after that arm wrestle of sorts seemed to be favouring Sunbury through the middle part of this third term.
Yeah, it was just, again, before they kicked that last one, I think it was Gallant. You know, as soon as they're slowed, as soon as Darley can cover off the centre of the ground and force Sunbury straight, it's all Darley. Johnson's just gone forward for his rest and Eels into the ruck now for the first time this quarter.
Ball up. Eels and Impey. Impey won that tap. Egan fed the ball by hand to Power, who tried to get the overlap to Doyle, who went inboard looking there towards Miller, who's corralled well there by Bewley. Somehow Bewley ended up with it and fed it to Inglis. How did he do that? 2-on-1, favouring the Lions. Wood will do the mopping up. Good pressure from Hind. Like a thief in the night, ran him down. Loose ball get was good there from Scanlon. His kick smothered by Brett Bewley. Inglis got the spill. Fed it by hand to Adam Azzopardi. Got it to brother Andy, who ran to 50. Went inboard to Hind, and why wouldn't you? He's been elusive on both sides of the body. This time he's on the left and force it. Couldn't quite bring it down. Went back through the traffic, but the siren sounds for three-quarter time here. And Darley, who were seemingly under the pump, albeit kicking with the breeze due to the pressure of Sunbury, lead by 34 points. It's a comfortable lead, but Sunbury to kick with the breeze in the final term. And before we go to the CUB three-quarter time break, Alex, you got the goal scorers for us.
Yeah, we do. For Darley, we've got Hind with the 3, Cousins with 2, Inglis, Johnson, Crawford, J. Bewley and B. Bewley with 1. And then for Sunbury, we've got McLean, Tantanello, Stevens and Sutton with the 1.
So a 37-point lead has just been extended to 40 at the three-quarter time break. So most, Darley obviously going firm favourites given the enormity of the lead, but since quarter time, Sunbury have outscored the Devils 4-3. But, that Devils blitz, if they are able to hang on and get it done, it'll be all on the back of that first quarter dominance. And Darley's best players have all played well to date, but Sunbury, they weren't without some foot soldiers in their own, especially in that third term, Trey.
Yeah, that quarter was a win for them, there's no doubt about it. Whether it was a big enough win or not, we're about to find out. But, when they started to change lanes with the ball and they started to get overlaps, their half forward come into the game, I thought it was Doyle's best quarter. I thought it was Lance's best quarter. Probably Miller's. A lot of their smalls started to get the ball on the outside and show some run, and that's their ticket to victory if they're going to find a way to win it. I think Johnson will probably have to spend the quarter inside forward 50 to play that forward for Sutton, which will put a lot of pressure on Eels in the ruck against Impey.
Sunbury just need to harness that same energy they brought at the start of the quarter. Ampolsky going down was just a real nail in their coffin and hurt so much you could see. But even after that, for about 5 minutes there, they were showing really positive signs. Signs that in this last quarter, if they bring that, can definitely get them back in the game. Yeah,
they were able to narrow the margin in the running company midfield battle. They started to get a bit more ball between the arcs, and just on Jake Egan, it must be tough for a 21-year-old to take all the accolade and the recognition of Henderson Middle and perform on the competition's biggest day. Some 5 days later, we've seen it over history. It's always been a tough one to back up and get your head over winning an award and getting it done on the big day. Yeah,
it happens often, doesn't it? When they win the medal, they don't quite play to their standards on grand final day. And when you turn up to and you're going head-to-head with a guy the quality of Bewley, it makes it hard. But Jake's the sort of player, if Sunbury were to win this, you would not be surprised at all if he had 3 big clearances and bobbed up inside 50 and kicked 2.
Yeah, he had a good third term and had some good patches in that second term. And the Spring H2O aerial battle, well, Ampolsky, he's null and void from that now, but Johnston provided some aerial presence. And while it was predictable with his endeavour to grab it out of the ruck and get a territory gain or handball give, he certainly applied himself well against his fellow VFL-listed company there in Impey. But a CUB break, guys, the three-quarter time break now upon us. Chance to refill your beverages, grab a CUB product of your choice from the fridge, and buckle yourselves in. We've got one final term to go in the McDonald's BFNL season. It's the grand final on the line, but it's the Devils who hold all the trump cards at the moment. They lead Sunbury by 40 points, but the Lions, with the breeze at their back in the final term, will give it one more big crack. But time will tell. We'll have a break and be back with the final quarter action in 5 minutes' time.
A wise man told me that if I play Monopoly at Macca's, I have a 1 in 3 chance of winning from over 49 million prizes every time. It's me. I'm the wise man. Play in the app.
dedicated off the ground as quick as possible.
Welcome back to City Oval ahead of the final quarter action here in the McDonald's BFNL Grand Final. Darley 10-11-71 lead Sunbury 4-7-31. The Devils led by 47 at quarter time, 37 at half time, and extended to a 40-point lead at three-quarter time. Sunbury 4-7-31, Darley 10-11-71. So still 30 minutes to play out. Sunbury with the breeze in the final term. Hines gone into the middle. Bewley, Baker, Power, Cameron and Egan. Ball up. And we'll get a restart in the opening seconds of this final term. Loose ball opportunity. Myers. Ground ball, sharked there by Egan, got ball to boot. Good use of the body there by Lahoure. Oh no, he's paid a push. It's going to go the way of Lant. So Lant will look to send Sunbury into attack for an all-important start out in the Johnson direction. Spoil was good from Brett though to a dangerous area. Loose ball, good pressure on the ball there from Cousins. They'll work it out here, sweeping hand pass from Brett. Got it to Myers, who sent the ball to half back. Hannett strong, had a bit of it, loose ball. Lant forced to release the footy. Hind got it to Baker. Looked for a handball give. There was nothing forthcoming, so he elected to go by boot to the outer side. White tackled, taken to the ground by Boyd. And held to him, said the umpire. We'll get a ball up on the outer side of the ground, half forward for Sunbury.
Spread their D50 so well, Darley. The ball drops to the ground and they just spread. Find an easy way out.
Ball up. Eels won that tap for Egan, who was strong, but denied by the Devils. And we'll get a ball up. Darley endeavouring to make it 4 premierships in 9 completed BFNL seasons. Of course, there was an abbreviated year and one that didn't take place at all, given to COVID. So Egan's kick was spoiled and then gathered by Hine, who's been held up by 2 Sunbury players, and Cameron and Power, those 2. So Eels knocked it boundary side. Baker, who was super important in that opening half, fed the ball by hand to White. Turnover opportunity. Ball will get banged back in, deep into attack. Sutton, can he keep it in? Well, he's corralled. Somehow did. Lant didn't bend. Cousins did, was the beneficiary. Joel Cadman's hand pass was stolen there by Egan. He snapped across the body, went as far as Myers, who copped some attention there from McLean, but happy to get it rushed through for a behind.
Time just ticking away though for Sunbury. They really need to make the most of these scrambling opportunities. They just need it to end in a goal. It is do or die here, and they can't be wasting time.
So Myers to bring the ball back into attack. Got plenty on the kick, into the breeze. Players fly. One of those was empty. He took a nice grab. His second contested mark of the match. Nice grab from the big fella. Can just feed it to Hind. He's on his right boot, and he'll look to find an option. It's a short one. Made it difficult for Gardner, who made the kick look better than what it was as he tapped it over towards White, who sent the ball in the Bewley direction. Speak of Jack, who coughed up a free kick at the end. It'll go to Riley. Chance to rebound for Sunbury. So he's looking for an option. He was nearly going to go backwards there momentarily, Riley. So he gave it to Hannett. He sent the ball forward. Matthew Brett couldn't hang on. It was a big stretch. Through traffic went Cadman, who went backwards with the kick. It was well measured and composed, and found Billy Myers. So Myers on the last line of defence from the Devils. Got a bit on the kick as well. Bewley went early. Hannett fed the ball by hand, searching one hopeful. Crawford had it knocked away from him. Pressure good from Cousins to square away a stoppage, and we'll get a ball up 50 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
They are pressing high at least, Sunbury. They're trying to get the ball back as close to their goal as possible. which has the pressure on Darley.
Ball up, tap one by Impey, found Hind, threw the ball onto the boot, territory gain, bounced off, well, ricocheted off Lieber over the line and was hotly pursued there by Jack Bewley, and we'll get a boundary throw-in on half forward out of sight.
Yeah, Darley will be loving this. It's just Sunbury not scoring. Sunbury don't score, obviously, they win the game, so they're just going to be happy to be content with just keeping Sunbury at bay.
Tap one by Impey, Bewley just shoveled it out, hoping, found Hind. In the end, they've hooked up well, and the kick was good, and found Johnson, who presented to outer side centre wing. He's looking for an option forward. Darcy Matricardi calling for it, but he's 75 metres away. Turnover. Hannett gets it back for the Lions and can repel. Baker had front spot. It was Bewley who had front spot, had it knocked away from in there by Johnston. There's good pressure there from the Devils captain to square away with a stoppage. And we get a ball up right in front of the Sunbury coaches box. Yeah, they rank 1 in defence this year, the Devils. Have kept Sunbury to 32 and a tick over 3/4. But they're not done with yet, the Lions. As Johnson gathered, he had Egan on the inside, but he went long. And Myers on the last line. Out of bounds on the full.
Not his best kick. He's been a great recruit for Sunbury, but Johnson, he's a type they've needed for the last 4 or 5 years.
So Myers again. Beautiful drop punt. Beyond the defensive 50. Players fly. Lieber had front spot. Couldn't hang on. Hind. Off he goes again. Took a running bounce. Geez, he's had some metres gained today, Hind. Outside of the right boot. Ground ball opportunity. Gathered there by Wood. Shoveled. It was a good hand pass to Newitt, who found Doyle. His chip over the top. Looking towards Stevens in the middle of the ground. He's off on his bike. Oh, he's corralled. Now he's in trouble. Broke one, then another. Fed the ball by hand to Doyle. Kick smothered by Fawcett. But they'll get out of trouble through Tenanello. Dribbling ball to Lever. Half forward, went wide to the pocket, and the kick was good. Oh, he spent it before he had it there, Johnson. He'll get a second opportunity. Outside of the right boot is good enough. Sunbury got a pulse here at City Oval.
Well, I want to pick up from the man who you just dubbed as one of the best recruits they've had in quite a while, and he's just absolutely smashed that. The big man down low, being able to pick the ball up and kick a goal like that's fantastic. And this should be something that should be enough to kickstart something for Sunbury. Because they've got nothing to lose here but the game. So that's what they should be focusing on.
I love it when they start flipping the ball around. They start throwing the ball around. And
keeping it alive, Trap.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They can score quickly when they do.
Keeping the game alive inadvertently. 10-11-71. Darley leads Sunbury 5-8-38 on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. Tap one by Impey. Has the gather from Baker. But the tackle was good there from the Lions. We'll get a ball up in the middle of the ground.
He hurt.
Good pressure there from Cameron. Oh, it was a hard tackle.
It was.
Especially from the back. Get a ball up. Impey searching for Baker. Knew it. Oh, clever done by Baker. Hind through traffic. Just got a little dribbling ball to boot. Jack Bewley presented off half forward. Turnover opportunity through Stevens. Egan tackled. Taken to the ground. He just got boot to ball. Gardner attacked the ball well. Fed the ball by hand. It was good to Joel Cabin, who got it to Matricardi. Dribbling ball on the boot out in the direction of Adam Azzopardi. Didn't bend. Opened the door for Hannett, who kept the ball alive. He knocked it back in. Joel Cadman held without it. You get a free kick here.
Surge is definitely on. They're all chips in now, Sunbury. They're throwing everything they've got at the Devils. Now's their moment.
Joel Cadman. He might have won best in finals the last couple of years for the Devils. Joel Cadman, he sent it to half forward, but Lever, number 1 intercept marking player in the competition for season 2025 and number 3 for marks in the comp. So he goes to a attacking position in the middle of the ground, but it's been cut off by Cousins, who just lowered the eyes and found Hind, who marked on half forward, and he's off. 50 metres out from goal, goes wide to Impey.
I'm going to be critical of Sunbury here, but when Lever had the ball, he had no choice but to go long and straight because nobody worked laterally for him. They've got to set the ground up better, or the ball's going to continue to come back quickly like it did then.
It might be a harsh critique as well on the mark there with Hind. You know he wants to turn and go as quickly as possible. You've got to be covering him, his whole body. You can't be giving him an inch because it will take a mile. That's probably a good way to put it.
Impey, 49 metres out. It's not a bad kick from the big fella, but it's drifting across the face to the goal square. Ground ball. Just gets rushed through for a behind. Well, when Hind marks and someone's, on his hammer, have you ever tried to catch a fly out of mid-air? That's probably what it's been like to deny Hind as Hannett brings the ball back into play.
Right,
Egan read it best. Good use of the body. Early use of the body on Matt Riccardi.
This is what they need. That's great, Jake. They need
So he went by hand to Riley. It was a poor kick. Matthew Brett's in trouble, but he went the percentages and found Cousins. He's in trouble. He went low.
He's holding the ball.
And holding the ball. Free kick will go the way of McLean, who's tried hard with his defensive pressure today, McLean. Bit of a trademark of his. And he goes wide to the pocket. It was a good stretch from Johnston.
Chance from here. We said during the third quarter that when he spent a lot of time in the ruck, he'd have to spend the last quarter inside 50 to help them score. So hopefully for Sunbury, Eels can ruck out the majority or all of the quarter and allow Johnson to stay forward in Ampolsky's absence.
So he'll kick from the boundary line, just inside 50. Wow. Nothing more needs to be said, Trav.
Nearly missed his foot.
So on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard, Darley 10-12-72 leads Sunbury 5-8-38. So since quarter time, Sunbury have outscored Darley 38-25. But that was all she wrote in that first term. That was Darley at their best.
They'll be having nightmares about Hind's first quarter for 6 months over summer.
Well, Bewley and Baker weren't too far behind.
No, they won't.
But like we spoke of, that impact.
Maximum damage.
So they work it out, the Devils, as they have all throughout 2025 in their back half. It'll be Myers to do the distribution. Gets plenty on the kick. Beyond half back. Johnson.
That's good body work.
Out-nudged Johnston and took an uncontested mark in the end. It was good craft there from Johnson. And goes short to Matt Riccardi. And short again to Adam Azzopardi. So it's a good execution of the fundamentals. So we tick into the 11.5-minute mark. Hind. Still plenty of time to play out here. I don't want to go too safe for the Devils, but Matt Riccardi's had a bit of it today. Will look to move the ball forward towards the attacking 50. Didn't get a lot of the ball. Jack Bewley lucky to get away with the push on Lieber. So too Bewley on Johnston, but Hind got the loose ball. Sent it to a dangerous area. Ground ball opportunity for Lant. Good pressure there from Tanner to lock it in. Fawcett nearly did the steal, but Tendinello got ball to boot to another dangerous area. Cousins in the back, went the spoil. Knew it, Muir, power. And he ran away with it and got plenty on the kick to outer centre wing. Foot race on here. Myers did well to keep it in front of him before the reinforcements arrived. But the umpire says, I'll have it and we'll get a ball up.
Great battle, that.
Near 12.5 minutes gone. Darley by 34 points. 10-12 plays 5-8. Ball up. Impey and Johnston. Sutton off for a spell. Baker fed the ball by hand to Adam Azzopardi. Broke one tackle, went back in board, made it difficult for Baker. But we'll get a ball up. Attacking side of centre wing, outer side of the ground for the Devils.
Yeah, it's just time ticking away. Precious seconds for somebody trying to get themselves back into the game.
Duncan Cadman into the ruck. Won the tap, went to ground. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Darley. It's going to go to Duncan Cadman. So, Duncan Cadman, one of 14 representatives of the 2023 Grand Final winning side for the Devils today. Lieber with the rebound, territory kick to a dangerous area. Cousins, 49, lowered the eyes and found Inglis. He's had a good day, Cousins. And Inglis, who kicked the first goal of the game inside 90 seconds to set the precedent for that opening term, now has a shot on goal for his second.
Does Cousins have bad ones?
That's true. Goal here. You could almost say the game's put to bed. It's just against the grain. It'll make it very tough.
I'm with you. The game ends here if it goes through.
So it'll be a 30-metre kick into the breeze for Harley Inglis. Mini boot, as they like to call him. Shot on goal. And it's off to the left. Well, Johnson thought he might have kept it in, but it might be a behind. Yeah.
Definition of live wire, isn't he? He's in everything, Johnson.
Yeah, he's never out of it.
So Hannett will go to the obvious and find Wood. Defensive 50, squaring kick to Lever. He's tried hard today. Played on, went to Gallant. Now they've got to get some speed on the ball. So he goes wide towards Newitt. So from half back, they can go to half forward here. Not a bad kick. Miller. Joel Cadman's happy to hold it in despite the pressure of Egan. And there'll be a ball up on half forward out of side for the Lions. Near 15 minutes gone. Darley lead by 35 points. Egan has had a bit of it in the second half. High up and under kick. McLean presents. Crawford took a nice overhead. And he'll look to waste no time and go to Matthew Brett laterally. There's a beautiful kick. Just tipped it over the top to Matricati. He's continued to present today. It's been good. He's had a good day on the wing, Matricati. He'll get it back here. Off Andy Azzopardi. He can go back to Andy if he likes. And he does. And he'll feed it back towards Matthew Brett. And go to the outer pocket. And Billy Myers will release the ball from the Barry Plant end. Kick meant for Joel Cadman. Knocked away there by Egan, and will get a boundary throw-in on half forward out of side of the ground for Sunbury.
Since the moment Egan can come forward, can't afford to let Darley waste precious seconds flicking the ball around in their back half. They have to get up and put the pressure on them in their front half.
Eels and Duncan Cadman to contest the ruck duel. Duncan Cadman won the tap. Baker, rare fumble. Chance for Egan. Went one way, then another, and then went by hand to Power to a dangerous area. McLean nearly. You've really got to take your first opportunity against the Devils today. They're quick to swarm in the event of a fumble. And we'll get a ball up here. Sunbury in attack. Kick to the Barry Plant end in this final term with the aid of a slight breeze. Well, 3 golf breeze. Ball up, tap one by Eels. Went through the hands of Newitt. Fell into the hands of McLean, who was tackled, taken to the ground. Gee, the tackle numbers will be through the roof for both sides today.
Yeah, they were high early in the game, and they're high now.
Ball up. Chance for Egan. Can he finish off his good work? Just momentum took he and the ball. Well, took the ball out of bounds on the fall. It'll be Myers to do the rebounding again for the Devils, he's had another solid contribution behind the footy for the Devils today.
Most definitely. Their backline setup's been fantastic. As it is throughout the season, we talk about how they've been first for defence. They're just a first-class team in general, and they've really showed that this season, only dropping the one game.
So Billy Myers, who continues to rack up the disposals in the back half, goes with the right foot kick. Wood the fly. Timely spoil there from Cousins. Loose ball opportunity for Power. Fed the ball by hand, meant for Cameron. Baker took him on. That's holding the ball.
Really need a goal here.
So Cameron will take the resultant free kick on half forward. They just need a target. Makes it difficult when Sutton's off the ground. So Gallant, he went short to outer centre wing. Kick was okay. But that kick was poor in the end. It was well read off the boot by Duncan Cadman. He'll suck some more. Precious seconds out of the clock.
If the English miss kept them alive, the 2 or 3 or 4 minutes that's passed since might have killed them.
So he's told to play on. Now they're in trouble, the Devils. Crawford's kick was good under pressure to Myers, who found Matthew Brett. So it's a bit of a brotherhood, that back six, because you're forever under the pump as a defensive unit week in, week out, in a very even competition. Just the camaraderie of all and sundry, all defences really. Duncan Cadman couldn't hang on. Sunbury got the release through McLean, who found Doyle from outside 50. Can he get one of those torps that he kicked post the quarter-time siren last week?
I actually think he can get this with a drop punt. Wind assisted, I think he'll kick a drop punt, and I think he's a chance.
So they narrow the margin to 29 points. A shot on goal here from Doyle from outside 50. He's got a bit of it, but it's left and every bit left and stays out that way. And they'll just get a marginal gain, albeit a point, on the McDonald's Ballarat scoreboard. 5-9-39 Sunbury. Darley 10-13, 73, 19 minutes gone. Final term. Billy Myers. Sends the ball back into play with another beautiful drop punt towards half-back. Was well marked there by Lant, who wastes no time sending it forward to Lever.
The big man swung
So
back.
they've had a roll of the dice and sent Lever forward, and why not? He's a thumping kick, and this will be well within his range. It's all about the familiarity of having a shot on goal here, Alex. For Lever, that's all he needs to negotiate.
That's it. It's a different story, kicking a goal, that's for sure.
Near 20 minutes gone, final term. Chance to narrow the margin to 28. Lever kicks on its way. Captain's goal. And they get one back, Sunbury, as we need time on in this final term.
Well, I didn't think I'd be penciling down Lever into the goal scorers, but yeah, the captain stands up when they need a goal. Is it too little, too late? Well, most likely, but Sunbury aren't going to go down without a fight, that's for sure. So they've set themselves up to now take this momentum into this next stoppage.
No, Sunbury yet to keep a top four opposition under 80 points this year away from home. And the Devils just on the brink there on 73. But it's more Sunbury's 45 that's their concern. They trail by 28. Baker fed it by hand to Bewley. They've both been important today. Bewley's kick forward. Excellent body work there by Duncan Cabin to protect the ball drop. And some good forward craft. Gee, Hine was trying to pinch another one late.
Secure the medal.
Like a kid who didn't want to share the Easter eggs on the Easter egg hunt. Found them all, no share.
Can he get the journey from here? It's been a tough at that end all day.
It's a tough kick.
He's had one from this part of the ground earlier, I think, and missed to the right.
And he's had plenty of body contact today, so you imagine there'd be a bit of fatigue in his kick as well. But he'll shoot from just inside 50, into the breeze. High up and under kick, won't get the journey. Johnson got back, speak of Sunbury's version, and took a nice intercept mark. He wastes no time. It was a laconic kick, made it difficult for Cameron. He's got a couple to beat, got an important touch on it. Crowd up and about. They're enjoying a rare moment right in front of them here on the broadcast right-hand forward pocket to the Toyota end. And we'll get a ball up. 21 and a half minutes gone. Darley lead by 28 points. Tap one by Johnston of Sunbury. Industrious was Adam Azzopardi. High up and under kick. Loose ball opportunity. Hatcher! Goal!
That's the cup if it wasn't already. That's the cup if it wasn't already.
Yeah, the Darley faithful go wild as they most rightfully should. They're all getting ready to be coming out onto the ground because that's Darley putting the game to bed right there. And they've just been to, you look at the game, how they started it off. It was going to be a mountain to climb for Sunbury. That first quarter was just vintage Darley, as we harped on about before, and that really just set up the game.
22 minutes gone, final term in this BFNL Grand Final. And Darley, through Grant Hatcher, get their 11th of the afternoon, 34-point separation. We're back at the restart. They're starting to celebrate at Devilland. The pots will be flowing at the Royal Hotel and at the Darley Golf Club. And looks like the rain is just about to come down here at the BFNL. Hurried kick out of the middle of the ground. Cousins got clean bowled. Sutton back on the ground. Foot race on. Myers happy to see it over the line for a boundary throw in 30 metres around from the Sunbury goal. So Luther Baker and Harley Inglis will become four-time premiership players on the back of a win for the Devils this afternoon. Brett Bewley, a two-time premiership captain. Two-time Henderson medal winner, two-time runner-up. Been a star and an ornament of the competition since returning to the club, albeit on the Luke Long route around from Williamstown and Fremantle. Back at the restart, Sunbury in attack here. Force it, well it bounced off his chest in the end, Power. He's had a good season. He's integrated into the midfield for, I still think he's a bona fide winger myself, Trav, but he's a good run and carry player. Baker.
It's one of the differences between the two sides. If Harry's at Darley, It's Baker, Bewley and Hind on the footy, and he's wing half forward, isn't he?
Yeah.
But Sunbury's on the footy. That's the difference.
Darley by 34 points. 24 minutes gone, final term. Johnston with the tap. Couple of Seagulls fighting over a chip there, and we'll get a ball up.
He's averaged 30 a game, so he's stood in the role pretty well.
Loose ball opportunity for the Lions. Can they make it count? Power. Gallant. Got ball to boot. Miller. McLean, who's tried hard. Just hasn't had enough room, McLean. So he's been good without the ball, and he's tried hard. I like his endeavour, Johnston, like his too, for Sunbury, and we'll get a ball up.
Well, he was integral last week, McLean as well for Sunbury. He really got them, he pretty much got them the win in that last quarter.
Tap one by Impey. Through traffic went Cameron, threw ball onto a boot to a vacant pocket. Foot race on here. Lever went to ground. His ricochet ball nearly fell into the hands of Hannett, but it'll end up with Bewley. Gardner, back to Bewley. Left foot kick. He's had 30 plus today, Brett Bewley. Eye up and under kick to outer centre wing. Players fly, Gallant, one of those. Somebody got numbers through Egan. Sidestep and support was enough for Egan to execute the kick. Uncontested in the end, and found Hannett, who wastes no time sending the ball forward to the pocket over the head of Sutton and Cousins. And we'll get a boundary throw in right forward pocket to the Barry Plant end in this final term here at City Oval.
Hard being Jake Sutton. You hit at the footy, you got Billy Myers on your back and Mace Cousins chopping up the space in front of you. Hard to find a way to get the ball.
Darley by 34 points, 25 and a half minutes gone. Final term. Hind, been arguably Darley's best alongside Bewley. Kick turnover by Hannett. Can he do a run and finish with the right boot? There's the fly. Players up. Sutton wanted the free, denied. We'll get a ball up.
He needs a free. He's no chance of catching it against them two. As good as he is, Jake.
Well, Sutton and Egan, 1 and 2 for free kicks for Sunbury this year. All up. Tap one by Impey. Hind held up. Ball spilled out. Impey was Myers, in fact. It was tackled, taken to the ground. Gee, we've had plenty of ball a mile away from us here from this vantage area of the commentary box or truck. High up and under kick from Gardner. Didn't go the required. The grab was good there from Egan. Umpire call, play on. And then he's tackled, taken to the ground. And the intent of the tackle was equal to that of the game opener. And I guess McLean got one of his own back. Hence the ferocity. Ball up. Boundary side. Chance here for the Devils through Myers. He's had plenty of it in the last quarter. Got it beyond the defensive 50. Johnson inboard. Important touch on it there from Tendanello. Get a second crack at it. Can feed it by hand to Boyd. Ground ball. Tidwell. Oh, he missed the target. Meant for Muir. You get a second crack at it. Oh, went to ground. Stolen by Johnson. They got no one forward, the Devils. So he'll just dribble the ball for a foot race, and Andy Azzopardi's got some toe, and he gathered, and the tackle was good from Gallant. Call it even over the line for a boundary throw-in on half-forward broadcast side for the Devils, right in front of the Darley faithful.
Yeah, understandably, Darley's numbers up the ground, just trying to keep Sunbury at bay as the clock ticks down.
So Sunbury just been able to kick the 2 goals with the breeze in this final term. Tap one by Impey. Thought Hind was there. Knew it. Over the line, we'll get a boundary throw-in.
Battle hard. Obviously today will be all about Darley, but they've had a good season, Sunbury, and they'll get a lot out of this.
So Hind will...
Paid on the full, I think.
Oh, okay. He'll go short to Baker. The soon-to-be 4-time premiership player with ball in hand. Lowers the eyes to the pocket, looking for Fawcett. Loose ball. Ground ball, Brett Bewley. Oh, Muir was clever. Fed the ball to the outside and found Wood on the left boot with a squaring kick to Cameron. Hey, 50 metres. Just got into the zone, so Cameron looks to push forward. Matthew Brett still pushing those legs. Cameron goes long. Well, Myers is there, one out. And they'll just knock it through, over the line and out of bounds. So he just tried to get the journey there, Cameron, from 70 out, but Myers was the only one in front of the footy.
Back to Baker, hasn't he been a warrior? I remember a time when he was underrated. Not for a long time, but
No, he gets the deserved recognition from all the rival coaches and club supporters alike. Boundary throw in. Loose ball, Myers been super. Right foot kick out the Adam Azapati direction. Who's presented and played his role well today. Tried to get the overlap towards Harley Inglis, who kept it in. Well, we thought he did. It's gone over the line and out of bounds. So Harley's dad, Jim, has made the trip down from Queensland and will duly celebrate with Harley, who will become a 4-time premiership player alongside Luther Baker. And what's been a big 9 years for the Devils. This will be their 4th flag, Trav. It's been pretty impressive effort from the black and white over the last 10 years. Johnson got the steal and sent it forward. And Lahure back into the side today. He's been solid, as most of the Devils have been. So too this man in Mace Cousins, who was instrumental in the win over North Ballarat 2 years ago on this very ground. So he will become a 2-time premiership player, as will 14. Well, 12 of these Devils, 2 of them 4-time. Loose ball, Johnson. Siren sounds! Darley are premiers! The McDonald's BFNL Grand Final comes to an emphatic conclusion, and the Devils make it 20 wins in a row. None more important than the icing on the cake of a McDonald's BFNL Grand Final win by 34 points over Sunbury, as the loyal and faithful stream onto the ground for the 2nd time in 3 years and the 4th time in 9 completed seasons of the BFNL. Worthy winners, mighty team.
yeah, they set it up early when it was there to be won. Credit to Sunbury, they hung around. You know, it was an even game after quarter time, albeit they had 2 goes at the scoring end, Sunbury, after quarter time. But good teams can stamp you. Darley have beaten them, obviously, coming from behind in previous wins. But today, they just stamped their authority on the contest early in the game. They had so many winners over the field. We mentioned Bewley was great. Cousins was unbelievable in the back half. For mine, it's still Hine, because Hine set the win up when the game was there to be won early. He was the difference. And yeah, like I said before, I think Sunbury will take an enormous amount out of this with their young group. They are getting to the right age now, and I think they could be a really strong side for the next 3 or 4 years. But the big boys come to play today.
Yeah, hats off to the Devils' defence and their pressure. It was 9 goals to 4 to the Barry Plant or left of screen end with the breeze, and that was pretty much the difference in the end. A 34-point win to the Devils, and the big boys came to play, whilst the next level, well, they all played their roles for the Devils in a winning side. They had depth of contribution today, and I think arguably the difference in the game was the impact on the scoreboard and the contribution from the Devils' top end was their depth of contribution today, Alex.
Yeah, most definitely across the whole ground, and I think that's just what's held them in such good stead across the whole season. And they were able to build off that first quarter, which was such a blitz. It's probably something we weren't expecting, probably expecting something more like that from Sunbury, who usually start quick, and then Darley work their way into the game. But they started quick and then held on, and they just, it was a fantastic performance from a first-class side who have definitely deserved a win like this and have made it, as you said, 2 in 3 years.
And it was credit to the Lions, who never gave up the ghost after that blitz in that opening term when it was 47 points. I mean, what could Matty White do or say at the quarter-time break? It was really the Devils who came to play and basically just blew Sunbury off the park, who, in comparison, inexperienced on the biggest stage, grand final.
Yeah, and they stuck to their task, and it's probably important too. Like from a coaching point of view, like obviously last week I thought Sunbury got so much right with the way they used Sutton High and then flicking Scanlon forward to back throughout the game. And you look at today, and you've got to give a lot of credit to Dan Jordan. Some would say it's a brave move to take such a prime mover as Nick Hind out of centre bounce. Like I don't think he attended a centre bounce in the first quarter. He was at half back, maybe the first bounce of the game. That's brave for a coach to do things like that. When you've won 18 or 19 straight, you can be hesitant. You're sort of almost a sitting duck, even though you're in a great spot. But he was brave enough to flip Hind to half back, and boy, did that pay dividends for them. He just chained the ball through the middle of the ground and scored and set goals up. So yeah, that's full credit to them. They were unbelievable today, early.
Tips for the medal, they do give 2 out. I'm happy to go with Hind and Bewley. they finished runner-up and fourth in the Henderson Medal this year in 2 standout seasons for the Devils. We'll get tip from you boys for the 2 medals.
I actually think it'd be good if it was split. I think they had that many good players that more than one player deserves to win it. Sometimes the same bloke gets both.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but I think look, Bewley was unbelievable. But I'll go Hind and Cousins. I'd love to see Cousins get one for his contribution down back.
Alex?
I'm in a match there, Hoggy. I thought the same. Yeah, they were both real standouts for me. Mace up and down both sides of the ground, and then Hind off halfback was unstoppable throughout the day. So, yeah, they'll be my 2 as well.
Before we get to the post-match ceremonies and acknowledgements of the medal winners and the presentation of the Premiership Cup, we use this moment to acknowledge our sponsors who've made this all possible on a financial front. Big thanks to McDonald's Ballarat, Ballarat Toyota, Barry Plant, Red Onion, the Ballarat Times News Group, 3BA, CUB, the Running Company, Paddy Self Storage, Spring H2O, and SimE. Trav, you've got some scores in the netball.
I've got the winners. You want me to share them, Toddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the netball today, North Ballarat beat East Point in the under-19s. In E grade, Lakers beat Sunbury. In D, Sunbury beat Darley. In C grade, Sunbury beat the Lakers, so a couple of flags there for Sunbury. And in B grade, Darley beat Sunbury, as well as in A grade, Darley beat Sunbury. So 2 flags to Darley, 2 flags to Sunbury, 1 each to the Lakers and North.
Well, Darley were going for 4 consecutive losses in grand finals, I think, in the netball, so they were able to flip that narrative on its head and get a result. So what a big day for the Devils winning the A-grade netball and the senior football here, not to mention the B-grade. Also, congratulations to Sunbury for winning the reserves grade in the end against a gallant Sebastopol, and big winners in the under-19s East Point. So well done to them. But it's all over here at City Oval in the McDonald's BFNL Grand Final. It's Darley 11-13-79. They've defeated Sunbury 6-9. 45, Trav.
And Polsky, it's all over now, but boy, he looks sore, doesn't he? You just hope for him with the season he's had that it's not an ACL. You know, you'd hate to see a player miss a full season, but he looks very, very sore, doesn't he? He's got the ice on the back of the knee.
Guys, we'll take one. Have you got the goal scorers there for us, Alex, before we take a break for you guys to lap up the post-match ceremonies and acknowledgements of the winners, and respect for Sunbury, who've done well, feathering their cap, finishing runners-up in season 2025. Alex?
Yeah, we have them here. We had Hind with the 3 goals, Cousins with 2, Inglis, Johnson, Crawford, J. Bewley, Cousins, B. Bewley and Hatcher with the 1. And then for Sunbury, we had McLean, Tantanello, Stevens, Sutton, Johnston and Lever with 1 each.
So Devils have made it 2 in 3 years, 4 in 9 seasons. And, yeah, they're going to be tough to beat moving forward if they can hang on to this group, with Mikey Edwards obviously to come back into that. Mitch Ward just signed a couple of weeks ago, making a return to the club. So if they can hang on and keep developing their youngsters, there's no reason why they can't push again next season.
No, there's probably no doubt now that the team of the last 10 years, aren't they? The last decade, like Melton's won a couple, East has won a couple, but yeah, Darley, you know, 4 flags in 9 or 10 years is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really. It's such a strong, even comp.
4 to Darley, 2 to East, 2 to Melton, and 1 to Bacchus Marsh. And you'd remember that one fondly, Trav. And
well.
Whilst you do have a well-known Sunbury background, that drought-breaking premiership win by the Cobras was over Sunbury. So, yeah, Sunbury in a bit of a premiership drought of their own. They haven't won one since 2012, despite winning 5 in 15 in the first 15 years of them entering the competition. What a great season it's been in the BFNL. The home and away season wasn't as predictable as previous seasons, given you know, the struggles of the Bloods defending their title with injury and unavailability. Gee, they were heroic last week, but couldn't quite get the job done. And they were a little bit slow to start today, Sunbury, on the big stage. Darley just primed to the minute to impact the game, and a little win at the toss there to kick with the breeze. They were all ready to rock and roll. So just before Sunbury were able to realise, hey, we've arrived, it was just about all over.
Yeah, and probably a couple of Darley players you'll feel sorry for that weren't out there today. I know there's a couple that didn't quite come up. For Sunbury, it was Guthrie and young Bramble were the two that would have played. Obviously, they haven't missed out on much, but there's a couple of hard luck stories at Darley, isn't there?
Yeah, Mikey Edwards, he just couldn't pass the medical on Thursday night. He was given right up until the end to be right, but some tough calls have got to be made for the benefit of the team, and Brody Ward was the unlucky one to be left out during the week. So, yeah, so bittersweet moment for Brody and Mikey Edwards. Let's just hope they're able to see the celebratory side and join as one and be part of this this group. Guys, we'll go down to the post-match ceremonies for all the awards and medal winners.
Shuffle down a bit in front. You ready?
And on to our first presentation in our post-match celebrations. This is the Roy Edwards Memorial Trophy. The Roy Edwards Memorial Trophy is presented each year to the best player as determined by the directors of the Ballarat Football Netball League. And today the FNL have decided today's recipient is from Darley. It's your captain, number 2, Brett. Presented by AFL Victoria Regional Manager Jason Muldoon. This is the AFL Victoria Medal for the best on ground, as determined by our umpires. From Darley, it's Nick Hines!
Congratulations to Brett Bewley and Nick Hine to take away the medals. Trav, if we were to do a 3-2-1, we've come up with Bewley, Hind and May's Cousins. You'd be happy with those three?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Myself and Alex were both super keen on Cousins' game as well.
So congratulations to the medal winners. They're just going through the preliminaries. Sunbury coach Matty White there will get up and say a few words. But before you guys get to enjoy the post-match ceremonies, on behalf of myself, Todd Whelan, Travis Hodgson and Alex Kerb behind the mics and the boys behind the vision and production, big thank you to Red Onion and the BFNL for the opportunity. So enjoy the rest of the festivities. Congratulations to Darley. They are the McDonald's 2025 BFNL Premiers. Enjoy the rest.
We're going to come after you now First of all, thanks so much to Sunbury. We've been there before in terms of losing, and it is pretty hollow feeling. But I hope you guys can use this as motivation, as we did last year in terms of losing the preliminary and come back better and stronger. You've got a really talented list and a really connected group, and I reckon it's not too far away for you guys to be standing up here. So have the week, take it away, and thanks for your efforts. Put your hands together for Sunbury. To our guys, I mentioned that disappointment around this time last year, and we thought we'd get to work on where we needed to get better. We just thought we could get 4 or 5% better, then we'd be a chance of potentially being back to where we want to be. And the buy-in was palpable right from the start. You were driven, you were focused, you never questioned anything that was thrown at you, and most of all, you were connected and you had belief. So we sat down and chatted around about November. On the back of Zach's documentary, we said we were going to dare to Darley. Dare them all. Now, the moment the players have been waiting for, receive their premiership medallions. Starting with number 1, it's Nick High. Number 3, Michael Edwards.
I haven't won one of these before.
Number 8, Andrew as a party. Number 9, Joel Catman.
Let him do his job.
Number 11, Matthew Brett. Number 12, Jack Bewley. Number 13, Adam as a party. Number 14, Mace Cousins. Number 17, Mitchell Gardner. Number 18, Duncan Tasman. Number 20, Sam Lahure. Number 22, Will Johnson. Number 23, Harley English. Number 24, James Horton. Number 25, Darcy Matrikiai. Number 28, Darren White. Number 37, Jack Crawford. Number 38, Grant Hatcher. Number 40, Lucas Skippy. Number 10, Billy Myers. Number 19, David Tanner. Number 7, Luther Baker. And number 2, Brett Bewley. Back to the stage. Today we have Craig Baker from Darley and Sunbury. Our 1995 Premiership
A wise man told me that if I play Monopoly at Macca's, I have a 1 in 3 chance of winning from over 49 million prizes every time. It's me. I'm the wise man. Play in the app